Well, hello, and welcome to today's episode of Aussie Overlaw'd presents Law, News and Laughter. The name of the game today is Paw and Order. Paw and Order. We're going to be looking at all sorts of cases and news articles that take into account dogs in the courtroom. It's just going to be sprinkled throughout the regular news, so we are still doing the regular bullshit. But it'll be interesting. So let's get stuck into it, shall we, people? G'day, and welcome to Law, News and Laughter. On this channel, we look at legal cases and concepts, world domination, news, and just generally shoot the breeze. We don't give any legal advice, but we can answer questions and hopefully point you in the right direction. We do not shy away from the topics. So if necessary, put on your big kid pants, have a cup of concrete, and pull up a chair. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out to us on Facebook, Twitter, or via email, and all complaints can be directed to our complaints department. Make sure you smash the like and subscribe buttons, and now let's get into it. Okay, so first things first, pretty sure the audio issue has been taken care of. I do apologise to everyone that had their ears ruined yesterday by a certain echoing video. But hello to chat. Thank you very much for everyone putting up with the delay. I appreciate that. Marty's in the house, as is Jay, Impish, Tina, Puzzle Steve, hello, Jim Satala. Been hanging out with Ricada too much, late and gay. Surprisingly, I haven't actually spent much time at all lately with Nick. Been, unfortunately, a little bit too busy to even watch his shows, so... But I'll get back there. Getting drunk with the husband and having laughs. Let's get going. Fair enough. And... Linda, Tina, Jude, hello, within reason, don't get Hayden in trouble, remember, no Hayden equals no chat. That is very true. But also, remember people, if you want chat, switch from top chat to live chat. Would be very much appreciated. Hello, Flux, good to see you. Sweet innocent gent before this chat taught me to drink, swear, and host of other things. Probably dodgy mods. That's not very fair, greedy bloke. But yes, you probably did pick up the drinking from this stream, from this channel. But, you know, tis what it is. Tis what it is, and that's all that it is. Is the little one okay, or did I give her Benadryl? No, she was fine. She just, had a little bit of a tantrum because apparently I stream too much. So... we may be looking at having to pull a few things back, but I will discuss that with the wife. No, a Rumble stream should be up now. Alright, can't see if I've missed anything else. I don't want to stuff around too much. Oh, hey Rabbit, please hit the like and subscribe, press the bell, change the notifications, that would be appreciated. Offspring issues, unfortunately, yes. Shoot the breeze with a tank, yes, love it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, as well. Okay. What? So I have to fight YouTube again because they repaid my membership and they charged me twice. Wow. Okay. He means that his friends playing Magic the Gathering. Hey, the best blokes don't grow up, our toys just get more expensive. Okay? Okay. Alright, let's get stuck into it. We're going to start off with an update on... oh wait, no. We're going to start with... hang on. Woman jailed for messaging ex-boyfriend's dog on Facebook.
And partially blind.
Kona!
This guy thought her life wasn't worth living. This is Haley Ray, and this is Kona's story for GeoBeats. We found her through the rescue Speak St. Louis. I saw a picture of a guy holding these two little puppies. The guy took both of them to the vet.
Okay, first things first. Do we have echo? Or more to the point, do we have audio at all? Oh, thank you for putting the links in the chat. Very much appreciate that. I need to pin that. Thank you, Rabbit. No echo? Lovely. I think I got it sorted out, people.
Luckily, the vet knew that they had a better life to live, so she called the rescue. When I first met Kona, she was like a little white cotton ball, a little baby bunny rabbit. And when I held her, she fell asleep in my arms.
No.
It was the moment I knew that she was our puppy. She's the most beautiful dog I've ever seen in my entire life. Yes. She has a left blue eye, and her right eye is half hazel, half blue. I have two other dogs. They're 11 and 12, and they're best friends. They love each other so much. I wanted another puppy to join in on that love, and Kona just fit perfectly. It's crazy to think that this guy thought her life wasn't worth living. I wish I could go and find him. I want to show him that she is brilliant. We use touch signals with her. She knows almost every single trick my 12-year-old border collie knows. Yes. We taught Kona with
She's adorable.
hand signals. Yeah. And what's really cool is now my older two are responding to the hand signals. She is the happiest dog imaginable. She absolutely adores humans and other dogs, and she's just so smart. And we're at the dog park. A lot of the dogs are playing fetch with the chuck-it balls.
That's Kona.
Okay.
She cannot see that, but what she can see is the dog running after the ball. So she'll chase the dog instead of chasing the ball. One thing we have noticed is the older she gets, it does seem that her vision seems to be getting a little better.
Oh, good.
She's mapped out her house.
Buddy.
She knows in the backyard where the trees are. She has so much love to give that she doesn't know what to do with herself. She loves Nala. She wants to play with her, but when she realizes that Nala's done playing, she stops and just licks her over and over and over. It's like telling her, I know you're done playing, but I still want to love you. We have a bond that I think is going to be very unique. All of my bonds with my animals are a little different, and that's what makes me love them so much. I'm a chiropractor here in Atlanta, and if you come and you have a dog with you, you do not leave that dog in the car. You bring your dog in here in my office. No dogs left behind. Everyone should meet special needs dog. They're different from what we deem as normal, but they should not be treated differently. She brought life and love into our life that we didn't know we needed, and we feel so complete with her and our household. She is the period at the end of our sentence.
Oh, well, thank you. Much obliged. Oh, and that is the lovely Lady Overlaw'd bringing me a coffee. Thank goodness gracious for that. Oh, damn. Hey, Alan, thank you for the $50 super chat. Good morning, Hayden, chat, mods. Cheers, guys. Cheers, right back at you, Alan. Don't mind me, I'm pretending I'm not crying. Well, look, I thought I'd start off with a nice little video, but let's actually get into it. Because look, I'm not going to lie, not all of the news articles about the dogs are happy. Okay, so woman jailed for messaging ex-boyfriend's dog on Facebook. A woman burst into tears after learning she would be jailed for messaging her ex-boyfriend's dog on Facebook. Paula Hyam, 38, arrived at the Liverpool Crown Court in the UK after contacting her ex, breaching a non-molestation order imposed in August 21. The order prevents her from contacting her ex, Mark Davies, for 1 year, but Hyam contacted her former partner's dog on Facebook, an act which was deemed to have breached the order. She is also said to have issued threats directly towards her ex-partner, reports the Daily Star. Yeah, I didn't think it was just about messaging the dog. And the 38-year-old issued threats against Davy's mum, calling her rough and adding she would look worse soon. Holy shit. In August 21, recorder Tim Harrington handed Haim a 1-year imprisonment suspended for 18 months, which she was in persistent breach of after sending a series of deeply unpleasant messages. With 13 emails sent from 2 different accounts just a week after the order took place. I can't keep saying that. Story's starting to make more sense. Yeah. Does the dog actually have access to Facebook? Well, it's really weird because there are plenty of animals out there that do actually have like Instagram accounts or Facebooks. What's that? Winter Soldier over on Rumble says, racist, putting white puppies down. Obviously, you can't actually message the dog. It's his account. Well, yes. He's got to be the agent for his dog. So... But it's the whole thing with that court case between the barrister and the actual owner of a dog. Given that the dog became famous on Instagram and now they're arguing over it on... What's that? Lovely, Marty. Lovely. Obviously, it wasn't about the dog. Everyone knows dogs don't use computers. It's strictly a cat thing. I rescued a Chihuahua special needs dog, 10 years old, literally afraid of everything. She's starting to feel safe, kinda. Oh, lovely. Well, keep at it, Jude. That's fantastic. What's worse, crazy ladies or crazy dudes? Crazy ladies, because they get creative. A crazy dude will just punch you in the face. A crazy lady will, like, shoot your dog. Cats do Google searches per that one AH lawyer. With 13 emails sent from 2 different accounts just a week after the order took effect, Haim had also messaged a Facebook account set up for Davies' dog. One abusive note read, "What happened to your mum? She's looking very rough. She'll be looking worse soon." Oh, look at the puppy dog. Look at the puppy dog. Another message added, "Enjoy your weekend. I've posted your name and address over the internet." I need that sound effect from Psycho. Mr. Davies also recorded 8 phone calls he had received from the defendant via a withheld number. At 2 a.m. on the other date... What? On another date, she accused him of raping her and said, "Now you really are fucked. You just went viral, by the way." On 25 September, at around 4:30 p.m, Haim phoned saying that the rapist has got nothing to say, has he? She then called him a effing freak and added, "I'm going to kill you, I'm going to kill you." Jesus Christ. Thank you, Adriana. That works. Crazy ladies will stab you in the neck with a pair of scissors. If you try to break up with them, a dude will punch your walls and throw a hissy fit. That is true. Also, guys, if you look, I fixed the chat. Well, there's a crazy lady who killed her boyfriend or whatnot and had sex with a corpse. Yeah, Taylor's your business. And it wasn't the corpse that she had sex with. It was the dismembered member. Yeah, she's a nutbag. Oh yeah, absolutely. Zara Bakri, prosecuting, said that Haim was an increased risk to probation staff due to her alcohol abuse and had acted aggressively towards staff. Oliver Saddington, defending, said she apologises through me for the breaches. Truth be told, she's still feeling scared and suffers from mental health today. Well, too fucking bad. Still part of the corpse? I would argue that once it's been removed, it's not part of the corpse. Because to be fair, he could have... Okay, follow the train of thought. If she had removed it while he was still alive, technically he wouldn't be a corpse. But it still would be. I think crazy chicks are worse. Example, Misery. You're not wrong there, Maddie. Recorder Eric Lamb in sentencing activated the 12-month suspended sentence but reduced it to 8, which during sentencing Haim sobbed and asked the judge, "Are you saying I'm going to lose my house?" Did Ozzy just tell his chat to follow a chain of thought? Hey, Sleazy. So his dog I've had was a Pekingese. She was 16. We had to put her to sleep. Oh, that's a shame. Alrighty, hang on. I need studio mode. Thought you might get a giggle out of this. Appropriate footwear must be worn while on the premises. Minimum requirement: thongs. Okay, now going back to something a little bit more depressing. An update on the 6-year-old shooter. Was aware. Officials at the US school knew that the 6-year-old boy had a gun hours before he shot the teacher. I actually got audio for this.
When I met with Abigail's family on Saturday, and they took me up to her room, she asked me, first question, do you know how my students are?
First grade teacher in Virginia that was shot by the 6-year-old student was about to confiscate the gun when the child pulled the trigger. She was going to confiscate it, but that's when she got shot, according to Brittany Gregory, whose son was in the class, who told the Washington Post.
She took a defensive position where she raised her hand. The round went through her hand, exited the rear of her hand, and into her upper chest.
Swerner has been hailed as a hero for helping the kids flee when the shooting erupted. Well...
Mrs. Warner was the last person to leave that class. She made a right turn and started down the hallway, and then she stopped. And she turned around. She turned around to make sure that every one of those students was safe.
Listed in a serious but stable condition at Riverside Regional Medical Center. Six-year-old's currently receiving treatment at a medical facility after the shocking incident, at which the police chief, Steve Drew, said was not an accidental shooting.
The firearm was legally purchased by the child's mother out of York County.
Okay, at least one official at the Virginia school where the 6-year-old shot his teacher last week knew the child had brought a 9mm gun with him to class hours before the shooting, but did not take the weapon away, the Newport News superintendent revealed. School system superintendent George Parker told parents during an online town hall on Thursday night that an unnamed administrator at Richneck Elementary School was notified about the gun in the first grader's possession ahead of time. At least one administrator was notified of a possible weapon in the timeline that we're reviewing and was aware that the student had a weapon on campus. The boy's backpack was searched, but no gun was found. 2.5 hours later, the 6-year-old pointed his mother's 9mm Taurus handgun at teacher Abigail Zwerner and shot her in class. The Newport News police chief has previously said the boy brought the gun to school in his backpack. Details about how the administrator learned about the handgun and why it wasn't found and seized in time were not immediately available. The virtual town hall was for parents only, but station WAVY-TV broadcast it after gaining access to a meeting from the parent. Ooh. Hopefully that's still available. Mr. Parker told parents that security measures at local schools will be beefed up, beginning with the Richneck Elementary, which will be equipped with a separation wall and doors to the second grade hallway, a buzzer system, and a double entrance way. The superintendent said that also said he was considering requiring clear plastic backpacks for students. That's fucked up. To be at a point where you require clear plastic backpacks, like that's, you know. It's because we had 2 raccoons as pets. Okay. Why would you shoot the teacher with anything other than your load? I've missed you, Nick. Miss Horner, based. Well, you lock up your guns, you fucking idiot. Well, either that or you make sure your 6-year-old can't reach them anyway. Clear with Ziploc straps? Probably. Too much, but the teacher had a rainbow flag in the room too. Friends, let me tell you from personal experience, if your child is exhibiting signs of mental health issues at a young age, please get them help and advocate for them. It's here and it's real. Normal in the hood, legit. Oh no, I know that it's real, sleazy. I'm just saying, like, how is that not a massive red flag? Maybe get tired of being told he could puke. Oh shit. Because if we say it, it's racist. Oh. Oh well. Over on Rumble, Winter Soldier says, Taylor should business membering the member. He would be a eunuch. True. Some children need to go for a dip in the colourful pools at Yellowstone. And hear me out, what if they shot the 6-year-old instead, like a Western duel? No. Probably not, Germs. In Detroit, if you're not strapped by 5, you dead bitch. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting you're in Detroit. Mr. Parker told parents that security measures at schools would be beefed up. Read through that. During a press conference on Thursday, News School Board Chair Lisa Searles-Law announced that medical detectors had been installed will be installed at local schools. I thought they said earlier that there was a medical detector. I thought they said earlier that there was a metal detector, but that it was one of the wand ones. 6 years old, you could barely do anything. Look, it's to be fair, at 6 years old, I was climbing into the fridge to steal a hamburger. So the board got the green light on Wednesday to buy 90 walk-through metal detectors and also had already begun ordering them. Some schools will be outfitted with multiple metal detectors, reported at 12 News Now. Ms. Searles-Law did not disclose the total cost of the devices. The first state-of-the-art detectors will be installed at Rich Neck Elementary School, where first-grade teacher Abigail Zwerner was shot in the hand and chest on January 6. Mr. Parker said earlier this week that the city already uses metal detectors and random searches in high schools and middle schools, but not elementary schools. Okay, well, there you go. She said that last week's shooting changed that, adding she was sorry that it happened during their watch. The time is now to put the medical detectors in all of our schools. How fucked up is that? Like, I'm sorry. But it's not like they're getting on a plane flight where, you know, someone could be screaming something in another language. I would be horrified if it got to a point where they had to install metal detectors here in Australia. Keep reading Rich Neck as Redneck, as do I. So it keeps tripping me up. 6 years old, I wanted to be a fire truck, not a firefighter. The truck. If we would have touched one of Dad's guns, he would have beaten us half to death. Yeah. I wasn't going to yell that, Marty. Schools would be allowed staff that conceal carry. This wouldn't be as big of an issue. True. You can't say metal detector. I can't. For some reason, it keeps going medical detector, and I'm not quite sure why. It's not working in my Aloha snack bar. Oh, I don't think I remember anything I did when I was like 6 either, but I do know children can be weird. That is true. Clear backpacks are great. I hear female students love carrying around feminine hygiene products in a clear bag visible to all. Well, there is that. Black Lives Matter found a cousin died because of resisting arrest. Here we go again. Oh, shit. Hang on. Is that legit? Have no issue with gun ownership. It's the fact that the owner was a fucking idiot. I did be a dumbass and fuck with my dad's guns when I was a kid, though, so parenting. Have I ever heard of the Diva Cup? Oh, we're not going through that, Flux. No, come on. Nope. Nope. Just nope. Dies resisting arrest. Oh, this was like 2 days ago. How did I not see this? Okay. Doesn't look like there's footage or anything, thank God. It's a Daily Mail got to say. Many children are knowingly almost cruel to each other at the real young age. Some of the bullying is like that in the rest of the world. Australian schools have never had to have an active shooter drill as part of their safety procedures. We want to keep it that way. Damn straight. Alright, let me finish this and we'll get to this BLM stuff. Richneck Elementary has been closed since the incident a week ago, and a date for its reopening has not yet been set. As of Thursday, parents hadn't been told if their kids would go back to the same classroom where the teacher was shot. Well, I mean, I suppose you can't just block off an entire classroom. Like, do you want ghosts? That's how you get ghosts. At least according to, like, Japanese movies where they block off an entire classroom because something happens. Around my 6th birthday, my mum got a clown named String Beanie, and he wasn't funny at all. Yeah, I can believe that. 6-year-old man under fire and gun. Aoife was a little tourist G2, and hitting something's pretty impressive. Get him a job in the military. When students do resume in-person instruction, they will be walking through a metal detector despite Mr. Parker's initial misgivings about making local schools look anything like a prison. Well, I suppose they might as well get used to it. Oh shit, did I say that out loud? The incident right here will cause us to rethink how we handle our youngest children, he said. The January 6th shooting occurred as Miss Werner was teaching her class. Authorities said there was no warning and no struggle before the 6-year-old pointed a 9mm Taurus handgun at the teacher and fired one round. The bullet pierced Werner's heart and struck her in the chest. The 25-year-old ushered her children out of the classroom before collapsing in an office and being rushed to hospital in a critical condition. She would have been running on adrenaline. Which has since been upgraded to stable. Miss Searles Law said on Thursday that Werner's condition was improving every day. Well, good. Sounds like she's gonna make it out. Police Chief Steve Drew has described the shooting as intentional. A judge will determine what's next for the unnamed underage shooter, who is being held at a medical facility following an emergency custody order. Mrs. Drew said that the boy used his mother's gun, which had been purchased legally. It's unclear how he gained access to the weapon. A Virginia law prohibits leaving a loaded gun where it is accessible to a child under 14, a misdemeanor punishable by a maximum of 1-year prison sentence and a $2,500 fine. No, I didn't allude to anything about being racist. That's all on you, Marty. You inferred it from what I said. You're the racist. Taurus, Paul. I almost accidentally wrote, have you seen the prisons here? I wanted to write as, have you seen the schools here? They already look like prisons. The only kids who go outside are smokers. Ugh. When I was 8, my grandpa bought me a little 410 rifle. I didn't see it again until last year. Oh, really? Okay. Alright, let's have a look, see. Oh shit, you're right, there is body cam footage of this. Alright. Okay, Bodycam proves cousin of Black Lives Matter co-founder Patrisse Cullors was not killed by cops as she claimed. Reveals he was tased after acting erratically and fleeing from police following a traffic incident and died in hospital. A Los Angeles resident and cousin of Black Lives Matter co-founder Patrisse Cullors? Am I pronouncing that right, guys? I'm sure you guys would know. Expensive immediate overreaction to one-off event, probably the wisest idea. Make the children more miserable. I'm sure that will help things. You're probably not wrong. Colors. Pronounced as colors. I swear if you guys are fucking with me. Died in hospital from being tased a bunch of times and going into cardiac arrest. Okay. Alright. A Los Angeles resident and cousin of Black Lives Matter co-founder Patrisse Cullors died after being apprehended by multiple police officers for allegedly causing a traffic incident, attempting to flee the police and resisting arrest. The man, 31-year-old Keenan Darnell Anderson, was exhibiting erratic behavior before being tased repeatedly by police officers in the middle of crowded Los Angeles street on January 3. Following the incident, he was transported to a local hospital where approximately 4.5 hours later he experienced a medical emergency and died. A preliminary toxicology report found cocaine, metabolite, and cannabinoids in his system. I am not bringing that one up, Marty. Pronounces mansion owner. Oh. Everyone's shitting on Taurus, but the one Arnie used in the Last Action Hero is the sexiest gun on the planet. That's true. That was a good game. Footage is crazy. They're zapping 5 times, but he's spaced out. Oh, okay. Well, in that case, trigger warning, people. Because I'm playing this. Following content contains images that some may find disturbing or upsetting.
Driver? Get off to the side here. Get on the street. Hey, stop right there. Get up against the wall.
I'm sorry, I didn't need to.
Get up against the wall.
Please, sir, I didn't need to.
Get up against the wall. Get up against the wall real quick.
Please.
Okay,
Please,
hold on
God.
a second.
Please, sir, I didn't need to,
420.
sir, please.
Hold on,
Please.
okay?
I'm sorry.
Mary 156, show me code 6 on a TC not involved.
Please.
We're going to be Venice, west of Lincoln.
Oh my God.
Possible DUI driver. I get additional units, please.
The car.
Okay, what happened?
What
I
color?
lost my key.
You lost your key?
Yes. I came and I had somebody fix my car for me, sir. Please, don't, please,
Okay,
sir.
do me a favor,
My-
sit
hey,
in
please.
Hey,
Sir, please.
sit down on your butt and sit with your legs crossed. Sit
Somebody-
with your
they're
legs
gonna try to
crossed.
kill me, sir.
Sit with your legs
Please.
crossed.
They're gonna try to kill me, please.
Who's trying to kill you?
I had a stunt today.
What?
I had a stunt today, sir.
You
I
had
need to.
you had what?
A stunt. Like, no, that's a cost.
Okay, what car were you driving?
BMW.
Probably 7 minutes later, he
Stay
attempted.
down for me. Hey,
Please.
hey, stay
Please.
here. Stay here.
Sir.
Wow, we spent
I need
7
water.
minutes trying to get him
Stay
to.
here. I'll get you some water here in a second, okay?
Please.
Just have a seat up against the wall there,
Yes, sir.
okay? Have a seat against the wall.
Sir.
Have a seat against the wall here.
Everybody got to see me, sir.
Have a seat
I don't want
against
to
the
be in the
wall
black.
over here.
I want people to see me.
Sir, okay, you can sit
Please.
right
Okay,
there.
that's
then.
fair.
If you want to be seen,
I don't
sit
wanna
right
sit
there.
No, I don't want to sit right there.
Sit right
Please.
there if you want to have somebody see you.
Please.
Okay?
Please.
Just sit down for me a second here, okay?
Please, look, sir.
Sit down for me. Sit down.
You're putting a thing on me.
Sit down.
Making
I'm
me
not
hot.
putting anything. Come here.
Please.
Sit down over here.
Please.
He is
I don't
high
want
as
you in the
shit.
road. Come here. I don't want you in the road. Come here.
Please.
Come here. Come here.
Please.
Come here.
Over on your stomach! Get over on your stomach!
Okay, this cop seems a little bit more exuberant.
Please don't
Wait, exuberant's probably not the right word.
Please! Help me, please! You know what? Help me, please! No, please help me! Help me, please! Please, please! 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 Keenan, relax! Keenan, relax! Watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out! Help! They're trying to kill me!
Hey, stop. I'm going to tase you. Stop. I'm going to tase you.
Milo's trying to kill me! I have stuff on YouTube!
What the hell is CeeLo?
Yes, sir!
Stop there or I'm going to tase you.
Hey, please help me! Help! Help!
Stop it or I'm going to tase you.
He was off his face.
Stop it or I'm going to tase you. I'm going to tase you. Stop it right now. Stop it right now. Turn over.
Dude
Turn over,
clearly
I'm
never
gonna
saw the
tase
Chris
you.
Rock video.
Turn over or I'm going to tase you. Turn over or I'm going to tase you.
Yes!
Okay, I'm not a fan of the
Watch your elbow.
elbow. Yeah, okay, there. At least he's pointing it out.
Trying to George for me. They're trying to George
Stop
for
it.
me.
Stop it or I'm going to tase you. Okay, stop it or I'm going to tase you. Stop it or I'm going to tase you. Stop resisting.
Please,
Stop resisting.
please, please, please!
Well, Michelle, it's for their own safety. He's a liability. If they run away and they do nothing,
They're trying to kill me!
and he then
They're trying to kill me!
shit.
Stop it. Stop it.
Okay, I think you can probably take the hand off the trigger.
Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Stop it.
Threw police around like they made of paper. Jesus.
Do not move.
I'm not resisting.
Do not move.
Okay.
If not, I'm gonna tase you again.
Okay.
Okay, I got one.
Okay. Help me. Okay.
Here, hold on. Stop it. Stop resisting. Stop resisting.
What's this? Man falls out of market ceiling before shooting cop as he flees. What? Okay, we might save this for a minute. We'll save this for later. Well, look, that was certainly some interesting footage there. I think they overdid it on the tasing. I think that if he was really that high off his face, though, that the initial tasing was probably necessary. I don't particularly feel like he was, like it didn't look like he was resisting that much after the third or fourth tasing. Stop resisting, that really annoyed me. Don't tasers have a 30-second burst and they stop? How the fuck did he die? Well, let's find out. Well, no, because that's just it. He died in the hospital afterwards. Which, I'm sorry, but at this point... serious question, if you come to America, can I shoot you with a taser? Fuck no. I have heart problems as it is. I'm not risking it. I will happily watch you tase somebody else. You've been tased, they're kind of weak. With thick enough hoodie, they're useless. Are they really? See, that's... okay. Interesting. Fucking around and found out all he had to do was comply. You're not wrong. But he was off his face, so he probably wasn't in his right mind to be thinking like that, so... Like, yes, he was dodgy, but also they were going all in at the end, like, pretty close to his heart. Isn't that dangerous? I don't actually think it matters where you tase somebody in terms of whether or not it's going to... I mean, personally, I wouldn't have liked to have done it. I know there's rules with tasing people. Yeah. Used to have a taser and used to do a party trick where we'd tase each other until someone who didn't know the trick tried. Oh, that's harsh, sleazy. Come on. Heavy on the tase, but it's all there is for us to see. Yeah. Surprised he didn't ask for mummy. Alright. Look, as bad as it sounds, I think they overdid it on the tasing. Given how off his face he was, I don't see much wrong with that arrest. Like, I mean, he could have easily... Yes, the second cop that's on the footage was a little overzealous. Admittedly, like, my only concern would be what would happen if he became a... Oh, hang on, I haven't got my light on, so my camera's not focused properly. Hang on. Why are you not turning on? Oh, because you're not plugged in, that's why. I'm sorry for that minor distraction there. That's better, there he is. Yeah, look, it's interesting. Yeah, they all act tough until they're caught. Hey, Sean. Oi. Excited delirium is really death by taser. Los Angeles Police Department claimed that Anderson had been responsible for a car crash in the Venice area and was in the middle of the street exhibiting erratic behavior. That did appear to be there. Officers attempted to conduct an investigation of the driver operating under the influence. Following his passing, Cullors took to Instagram to mourn the passing of her cousin and blame the LAPD for his killing. I think that's a bit much. Unless they can specifically claim that the tasing is what stopped his heart 4 hours later. Because whatever he was on could have just as easily stopped his heart. Like, I don't know. He had cannabis and cocaine in his system. Serious side effect of cannabinoids is psychosis. Cocaine increases the risk of heart failure. Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. So, psychotic break should have been treated differently. Need more psych training. Yeah, but Jude, in the circumstances, if you don't have the training, what else are you going to do? No comment. Cullors said Anderson was an educator who worked with high school age children. Holy shit, he was that off his face and he works with kids. Okay, I have an issue with that. Cops not talking him down, starts shouting commands straight away. Starts just the way so many of these incidents occur. Well, see, the trouble is, Rebel, that's not how it started. Like, the whole first part of the video is a cop getting him off to the side, talking to him for like 10, 15 minutes, and then he makes a run for it. And it's the second cop that is overzealous and is yelling at him. So I don't necessarily agree with that. I mean, here's the thing. If someone's running around in the middle of traffic and they're off their face, they've got to weigh whether or not it's just a danger to themselves, whether or not it's a danger to the person that's off their face, whether or not it's a danger to the police officers, but also the potential danger to the passing motorists as well. Like, taking race out of this, I think that they probably acted in a way that I would expect them to take down anyone that's off their face. Again, I do think they were overzealous with the tasing, but and I think that the second cop probably didn't need to be yelling like an idiot. But that's my take on it personally. Pre-tasers, the police would have been using batons or similar. Shoot him in the foot, kneecap him. 4 hours later in a hospital with all the life-saving resources in the world, if you're going into cardiac arrest, the best place is probably a hospital. Yes. Wouldn't have done it that way, but not really done wrong either. Yeah. Taser and mace pepper spray are useless for large segments of the population. Drugs, diet, clothing, how much natural insulation the person has. So whether or not they're fat, fair enough, Sleazy. Gonna have to filter what I say on this one so much. Well, having a hard time believing in cannabinoid psychosis. I know people can be allergic, but causing a mental break. Sorry, can't believe it. Well, there you go. Hey, Gloomweber, how you doing? There's also a chance someone could have a bigger reaction to being tased, no? I actually have no idea. It might... Because the whole point of a taser is to introduce a mild electric shock. I say mild. In order to, like, disable motor functions and, like, disconnect between the brain and the rest of the body and muscles and all that sort of things by, like, interrupting the electrical currents from the nerves and stuff, isn't it? So, yeah, I don't know. I suppose it depends whether or not they've already got issues with their heart and things like that as well. Self-awareness. Salute. Salute to you too. Whatever, he's dead now. Second cop didn't have the info the first one did. No. And that's why I'm saying the second cop probably should not have reacted the way that he did. He had a family, friends, now he's dead. It's fucked up regardless. That is true. Important to note, the tasers are not classed as non-lethal, they're classed as less lethal. Did he show signs of medical problems on scene of the arrest or later in custody? Don't know. Let's see if there's anything left in the article. Oh, my pencil is less lethal than a gun too. Yeah. But if you stab someone in the neck with it, it's still going to kill them. Donut Operator talks about how unreliable tasers are. I like the new bolo tool they're introducing. Okay. Yeah, look, the idea of a projectile taser sort of like... I can understand the ones where you hold them and you press them in, like a regular taser. The ones where it shoots the needles and like has the wire with them, I can understand how they're pretty bloody unreliable. That would make sense to me. Okay. He was an English teacher who, she wrote, the LAPD has killed 3 people this year. One of them is my family member. Keenan deserves to be alive right now. His child deserves to be raised by his father. Then maybe he shouldn't have been off his face. Like, you can't just put this all on the police officers. Okay. Change the scenario even slightly. What if as a result of that psychosis, he was violent? Would it be okay for him to have caused the deaths of other people, of innocent passerbys? Like, don't get me wrong, the guy was pretty placid. He was just really fucking paranoid. But if this was a situation where he was a danger to everybody else, would you still be saying the same thing? Like, you can't just blame it solely on the police. Being tased and it sucks. Also, that was on his back. I think there was one instance where they got him in the chest as well, on the front. Drugs probably weakened his heart to begin with. Probably had self-inflicted damage due to drug use for him. due to drug abuse for years. Yep. Could have been a psychotic break. He's around the age where it manifests. Okay. If you kill it, you have to eat it. Ugh. Death from a taser is more common than most people probably think. Okay. General operator explained it as pain compliance. They typically tase lower, so they move their hands to push on the painful area, thus putting their hands behind them. Okay, interesting. My mum had a complete psychotic break after smoking, but our family has a lot of mental illness history. She thought I was Jesus. Huh. Okay. Tasers can't be trusted. A gun can't be trusted. Some people take 1 shot. Some people take 20. Fair. Tasers, even drive-stun tasers, are nothing but a liability. Okay, interesting. Being tased, not by the projectile ones. Okay. G'day from Texas. Hello, Kyle. How are you? The against the skin taser style works on pain compliance. We played with one at a party. Feels like a pinch. Oh, wow. Okay. Taser probably gave him an extra couple of hours. In that state, he probably have keeled over before the tasing. That's also altogether a possibility as well. Not to be a dick, but was he raising his child as it was? I hate hearing that line when someone is actively using drugs. No, people do raise kids whilst on drugs, but what the fuck, man? It's a damn good point. It's a damn good point. Stop smoking synthetic shit? Uh-huh. You mean if he was not being stunning and brave? I don't think it's possible. Hey, cool frog. They at least have to take him into protective custody and determine if you need psychiatric temporary hold. Yeah. Dude was sat down for like 10 minutes. Yes, he was. Okay, fair enough. You saw it here first, guys. We have the... Oh, God. What? 37th coming or something? Just double check that I haven't missed anything. Nope, nothing new over on Rumble. To the 16 of you watching over on Rumble, I'd appreciate it if you hit that thumbs up button. And if anyone here on YouTube has not yet hit the like and subscribe and just caress that notification bell just to make sure you're actually seeing when I'm going live, that'd be very much appreciated. It was a traffic accident that already had happened before. How involved was he with that? He was a danger to himself and the public through actions, not aggression. That's a fair take. That is a fair take. Dart-style tasers actually work by mobilizing muscle groups, which is why you need a solid connection to the torso and lower body. Yeah, so that's why the two barbs have to impact and whatever, and that's why it's so... Like, they're a lot less effective when you got thick clothes on and that sort of thing, aren't they? Which, you know, makes a hell of a lot of sense. Like, I know how electricity works. Even though he's fighting a runoff, fuck like that. Fuck that. Apostle Steve says, I've been shot in the chest and I'm still here. Don't be a bitch. Can you do a live stream where we watch you get tased while eating a Kanye burger? Fuck no. A, because I probably won't have a Kanye burger again. I want to try the different ones. B, I'm not risking it. I'm not risking a taser. I'm just not. I was in the Women's Army's Corps, marksman, no center mass. I say shoot them in the foot. From those days, you had to be there. Okay. Is that like taking out someone's kneecap or something? Or regular Jesus or Jesus on toast? Jesus cat fur, cloud Jesus? Or, well, that's a good point. Here but playing Minecraft, building his life. A little too baked, my dudes. No worries, Flux. Enjoy. You're watching football on your phone at the moment? Well, don't let me detract from the pigskin. Keenan will fight for you and all of our loved family ones impacted by state violence, she wrote. A post on social media by Anderson's sister addressed her brother's death and expressed a similar sense of injustice. Keenan Anderson, my brother, was killed by LAPD, I truly believe. Can't wait to see this body cam footage. Well, yeah, we saw the body cam footage. Don't get tased, Flux. Hello, Cloud Illusions. How you doing? I can't tell if that worked or not. I'm supposed to be able to hear my sound effects. Why could I not? Interesting. Why did that work last night but not now? Oh, I don't know. I don't care. Watching football in one window, Hayden in the other, and 2 sets of headphones in each. Hey, Pixel. Patent for an implanted taser device that could be remotely activated by LEO, law enforcement officers. Didn't know it was there. Didn't know if they ever did any tests, though. Oh, jeez. Oh, wait, do I have to press that? There was probably a, let me know if there was a echo on that. Increased drug use and rise in faith can indicate a country in despair, reflecting deeper social issues such as poverty, unemployment, and lack to access and healthcare. Access to education and healthcare. The more than 19-minute-long video documenting the tasing incident posted online by the LAPD department shows Anderson behaving Wait. It's 19 minutes? Oh, because they cut out the 7 minutes of him sitting on the ground. Oh, there was no echo. Fantastic. Online by the LAPD department shows Anderson behaving erratically and walking the streets without shoes. When he's initially approached, he begins to cooperate with officers and takes a seat in the sidewalk, though his demeanor is erratic and he repeats using the phrase, "They're trying to kill me." Minutes later, he gets up as the officers tell him to remain seated and takes off back down the middle of the road with cars driving on it. The cop then boards his motorcycle to follow him and calls for backup. When he catches up to Anderson, the officer tells him to turn over on the ground, which he refuses to do. What actually happened during those 7 minutes, though? Well, I mean, it's just that we didn't watch the full 19 minutes. The video itself for the 19 minutes is there. Do we want to watch the entire 19 minutes? You could if you wanted to add some sound drops along with other sound effects. What's a sound drop? What, like a soundbite out of the videos and stuff? Look, we all know what my issues with audio are, okay? I'm just happy that I've managed to get most of this working without, like, echoes and stuff. So, let's not try and make it any more technically difficult. Could show context, which we may be missing. It could show why he was scared. Come on, it's for science. Alright, I'll throw it up in a poll. Like, I'll do some more articles and we'll come back to it so we can look at it with a fresh set of eyes then. Do we watch the whole 19 mins? I shall let the Democratic... I've seen it already, so it's up to the peanut gallery. You realize you're part of the peanut gallery, right? I'm the main stage show here. Where did I get to? Catches Anderson, officer turns him and he refuses. Yep. Eventually, other officers arrive and apply force to Anderson on the ground. As he screams, "They're trying to sedate me, I know too much." He also shouts, they think I killed CeeLo. CeeLo is trying to kill me a number of times. During one moment of the struggle, he shouts out, "They're trying to George Floyd me," seemingly referring to the 20... What do you mean, seemingly? Referring to the 2020 death of George Floyd at the hands of Minneapolis police officers, as Anderson continues to physically battle with the multiple officers who repeatedly ask him to calm down. He is warned he will soon be tased if he does not stop. He is eventually tased several times as he continues to fight, all the while shouting at the officers. He continued to talk after being tased as fire department officials and EMTs arrive. As he is lifted into the wheelchair for transport, the officers tell Anderson he will be taken to a local hospital in Santa Monica, where he died hours later. The video posted online by the LAPD features perspectives from body camera footages of several different officers of the scene, as well as a citizen bystander who observed the traffic incident that led to the dramatic altercation. Okay, that's... Take that back, identified as a walnut. When Ricada will be interviewing Rittenhouse. I thought it was supposed to be the first... It was either going to be the first week back or the first week of February, I think, from memory. Nick's a pistachio, fair enough. Plenty of games, we can pick another this weekend. Okay, fair enough. You're talking about your stream with that, that's fine. Okay. As Anderson continues to physically battle with the multiple officers who asked him repeatedly to calm down, he is warned he will soon be tased. He's eventually tased. He continues to talk even as he's tased as fire department officials and EMT arrive. As he's lifted to the wheelchair, read that. Oh, I actually read all of that. So I gotta stop looking at chat. Stop it right now, turn over right now, turn over, I'm gonna tase you. In the background of the Citizens video, a driver can be heard saying that Anderson attempted to steal his vehicle before the cops arrived. A communications officer for the LAPD said that the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office will be conducting its own independent toxicology report following Anderson's death. The LAPD has classified Anderson's death as in custody and said its Force Investigation Division would conduct an investigation. The police department appears to have released the footage of the incident earlier, as body-worn video is usually released 45 days following a critical incident. Yeah, I wonder why they released that early. On the same day, the LAPD fatally shot a man armed with a sharp object in South LA, and the day before, a man was holding a large knife was also shot dead. Following the incident, BLM Los Angeles wrote in a statement, a minor traffic incident shouldn't lead to death. Can we clarify whether or not attempted carjacking counts as a minor traffic accident? Checking on a cashew nuts. Don't eat nuts anymore. I'll bet you don't, Isabel. Alright, that's all you just talking amongst yourselves, which is fine. Carjacking's a felony, not minor. Minor traffic accident. 30-year sentence. Well, there you go. There you go. But, you know, that's how BLM put it out there, as a minor traffic incident. The Black Lives Matter network was founded in 2013 by 3 women, Cullors, Alicia Garza, and Opal Tometi. As the movement grew, a focus became on advocating for defunding of various police forces and law enforcement departments. Last May, it was revealed that Black Lives Matter donated $200,000 during its 2021 fiscal year to a Chicago group run by famous defund the police activist Richard Wallace. In 2020, Cullors told WBUR, the demand for defunding law enforcement becomes a central demand in how we actually get real accountability and justice. It means we're reducing the ability of law enforcement to have the resources that harm our communities. That's fucked up when you actually think about it. Like, that the US law enforcement has gotten to the point where you are actively demanding that they have less resources because they're harming the community instead of protecting the community. That's fucked up. How do you replace them, though? $500 and someone can tase your balls? That might actually be worth it. Hello, American Dreamer. But if you put in the proper group, everything is a minor crime, it would seem loot, murder, arson, it's all just a rally. If it were true, it would be fucked up. Equally fucked up that they look like the military. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I do agree with that. They grift off people not complying with police. Okay. In 2020, she wrote the demand for... It means we are reducing the ability of law enforcement to have resources to harm our communities. Cullors has also become the target of ongoing criticism for accumulating a property portfolio that appears to be at odds with her persona as a self-described trained Marxist. Though many facets of the mainstream media have shied away from covering her multi-million-dollar California properties that were acquired with funds from her work as an activist. In an interview with the Associated Press last year, she denied accusations that she had personally benefited during the 6 years she guided Black Lives Matter Foundation, but did not admit to having lied about the use of some of those properties. Notably, she admitted using a $6 million LA home purchase with Black Lives Matter money for personal, non-Black Lives Matter business after previously denying doing so. You some bitch, didn't even know you were alive. Sup, dog? Hello, Valley Law. Well, that's just great. That means that Susan is continuing to shadow me. So, look. 6 million, lol, what the fuck? Exactly. Activist, more like actor. Well. Replace the police with Indians in a call center in Delhi like everything else. Like, it's really messed up. Like, I get the mentality behind it. I get why you all want to be armed. I get why you don't trust the police. I get why you're trying to pull money out of it and make sure that they can't hurt you. That is what is so fucked up. The whole point of the police force is supposed to be to protect and serve. Why the fuck is it actually that they're not doing their jobs? They replace them with police that ignore criminal behavior and just follow orders given by the state and are politically motivated. Wow. Why did the Democrats in Minnesota let this short video go viral? Because most peaceful protests, they should have released the whole video, but it doesn't fit the divisive narrative. Well. They griff better than Nick. Oh, I didn't know that I'd go that far. Back up to 8.5, went down to 8.48, now back up to 8.5. Yes, but Susan has still taken away a couple of the subs that I picked up yesterday, so... Ruff convo to have over a live chat. You're not wrong. Protect and serve who? That's the thing, okay? The whole point of a police force is supposed to be to protect and serve the civilians. The whole thing about the courts actually saying that they have no responsibility to, that's fucked up and that needs to change. Been weaponized against the people. Yeah? Okay, I'm going to end that poll because 61% of you have said you don't want to watch the video, so I might do that at my own time. So... Look at the number of shootings in LA, Chicago, and New York City and see where the problem actually is. Yeah, because the Supreme Court ruled the police don't have to protect you. And that is bullshit. Maybe biased because my friend's dad's a retired sheriff, but it's simple. Don't act like a dick. Hands visible. I want a lawyer. Done. Because all the good cops are leaving, being replaced by woke-ass sheep who are Chads and Karens. Problem was the Supreme Court ruling in Castle Rock v. Gonzalez, which said the police have no duty to protect anyone. So how do we change that? Like, how do we get that legislated to change that, to make sure that the police are not a militarized segment of society and are actually there to do the duty that they're expected to, you know, solve crimes, investigate things, and protect people. That's the whole point. It's literally, it used to be on the cars. Protect and serve. Why is that not a thing anymore? You don't go to a swingers hotel and let people buy your wife's lingerie. You're definitely grifting better than Nick now. Right now. What? Oh, Nick, that's not nice. They're trying to do their jobs as politicians playing games and tying the hands of law enforcement, which causes major issues. Well, we can watch it later, Marty. Don't stress. I think they need to have the entire police force retrained and do it for a modern era. Not disagreeing with you on that. What video? So we watched the video of the police arresting... shit, what was his name? Now I feel bad. Keenan Anderson. That later resulted in his death at hospital 4 hours later. There is a 19-minute video that includes body cam footage from various officers and members of the public. I personally want to go back and watch that so I can get context, but we had a vote and chat doesn't want to watch it live, so we're going to move on. New York City used to be wonderful. I could walk down the street at 3 a.m, no issues. I won't even visit New York City now. Well, there you go. Take a constitutional amendment? Are you serious? I might need to have a look at that case. What was it? Castle Rock v. Gonzalez. Where's my thing? Where's my pen? Where's my pen gone? There's my pen. Castle Rock v. Gonzalez. So I can actually see exactly why that came about, because I'm fucking curious now. Because it should be simple enough to legislate for a police force that, you know, is voluntary but allows for you to actually protect people. People giving up their rights for safety and are getting none. That's really the issue that I have. That's the difference, okay? I mean, you guys rag on Australia all you want for giving up guns. For the most part, we got safety, like at least from gun violence. Like, don't even start with me on the knife violence and all that sort of stuff. But they're asking you guys to give up rights and safety, and you're not receiving anything in return. That's really the bullshit that I see. Wait, what was that? For hot female cops, it should say protect and service. Supreme Court ruled it was not the job of police officers to protect and serve. Their duty is to enforce the law. Okay, so that's fine. So why can't you just make it the law that police officers must protect? Just observing reality, keeping up with what's being said on Kiwi Farms about Nick. Oh, Kiwi Farms. Okay. Yeah, every time I go on there, I get a little bit depressed. I'm not going to lie. Definitely making sure to hire people who only follow the rules they're given, whether they agree or not. So boot the fucking legislators. Make sure that they're the ones that are copying it. Rebelling against chat. Go for it, Steve. To override the Supreme Court, that's fine. No, see, here's the thing. Okay, and this is me being a lawyer. Depending on the wording of that judgment and what's come out of it, there should be wiggle room. There should be some way that can be used. But I mean, it would depend on the actual like wording of the thing. So, beware any of you who ask to trade a right for safety. Do the story on LA Vanenge, Tennessee, USA of cops. It's hilarious. Okay. There was a woman whose kids were taken against a court order and called the cops to intervene. They told her it's a court dispute. Dad killed the kids. She sued the courts, said that they had no duty to protect. Holy shit. What? Qualified immunity. See, I was planning on doing a video on qualified immunity about the George Floyd stuff and a few other things that came up because, oddly enough, I was having an argument with ChatGTP about it. But seriously, that's where they've pulled it from? Okay. Taken against a court order. How is that not enforcing a law for them to intervene then? That's how our system works. Thanks to Marbury v. Madison, and the Supreme Court basically can only be overridden by constitutional amendment, and even they can define it. You wonder why the people here are anti-government. I'm kind of understanding that. Overthrow the government revolution. Qualified immunity is one of the weirdest things right after fat-free milk. Seriously, why? I mean, the milk. Yeah, to be honest, Canada's been going through a bit with the trucker protests, all that, and they've been investigating it. They were live streaming in a few places, but they turned off the live chat on comments. Okay. Don't stress over things you can't change, just point and laugh. But that's just it. All that evil requires to triumph is that good people do nothing. Who's to say we can't change it? Here another one was a nurse during COVID that had just pulled a 24-hour shift in the COVID wing, went to the daycare to pick up her kid. Daycare called 911. She was arrested for DUI. I'm sorry, what? Okay. He was the chat and the Hayden. Hello, Fedorovsky. Okay. Alright. Don't stress about it, it's our problem. Well, I do stress about it. You guys are supposedly the leaders of the free world. Doesn't seem too fucking free if your own police force are shooting you down. Don't drink and drive, it's a law. Yeah. An endangered child took her almost 6 months to get the child back. That's fucked up. I tell you what, here's the thing. Next time anyone gives me shit about the gun laws here in Australia, I'm just going to remind you guys about qualified immunity. That'll work. That'll work. Alright, moving the fuck on. I feel like I need something fun, so let's see if I can find one of the dog articles, shall we? Okay, this one's a little bit old. The missing puppy, the pet detective, and the defamation claim. A case involving the disappearance of a much-loved puppy, a pet detective agency, a small-town vitriol, and the mysterious movements of a dog breeder is set to become an early test of a High Court ruling that social media users are responsible for defamatory comments posted on their pages. Teddy, the King Charles Cavalier Spaniel, went missing from his yard in Young, a town on the southwest slopes of the Great Dividing Range, about 4 hours from Sydney, on June 9, 2020, prompting a search mission largely played out on social media. Oh, he's beautiful. His owner, Shannon Wheeler, set up a Bring Teddy Home Facebook page, and posts to that and her personal page were shared by Facebook groups, including Lost and Found Missing Pets in Australia, the Young New South Wales Community, and Animal Welfare Warriors. But 3 days later, Teddy remained at large. Enter Arthur & Co. Pet Concierge, a Sydney business helping owners to recover lost pets, which managed within days to obtain CCTV footage of 2 women walking alongside the puppy at 10 a.m. on the day he was reported missing. Arthur & Co. Pet Detective Anne Marie Curry posted the footage to her Facebook page saying, "We urgently need to speak to these 2 blonde-haired women. They were seen with Teddy on the morning that he went missing. We ask that they please contact us ASAP to assist with our investigation." Interesting. I can see where this is going. According to legal documents filed in the New South Wales District Court, the tips poured in and Ainsley Munro, a local breeder and veterinarian with Greyhound Racing New South Wales, was identified as one of the women in the footage. On June 19, Miss Wheeler updated her page to say, under the heading Name and Shame. Hang on. Miss Wheeler is the original. No, that's fine. So the original owner updated her page under the heading Name and Shame. According to her post, which was reproduced in court documents, the women in the footage had been identified as Ainsley Munro and Lauren Marchant, and they had admitted to taking Teddy from the street with the intention of dropping him at the vet. On the women's own version of events, Dr. Munro had taken Teddy to her meat inspector's house on another... What? So they admitted to taking the dog. On the women's own version of events, Dr. Munro had taken Teddy to her meat inspector's house on another street, but the meat inspector was not home and the dog absconded, the post claimed. Oh, okay, they didn't admit to shit. This is the post. It's since been revealed that the meat inspector in question is also a mobile microchipper in town and denies seeing the dog or knowing anything about it. Please know that Ainsley Munro is a qualified veterinarian who owns a very large puppy breeding business. I am concerned that they may have means necessary to reship Teddy and fear he may already have new owners interstate. The posts were viewed by hundreds of people and shared among the groups of thousands of followers. In screenshots included in the court documents, one poster commented, "The more I read this, the more I'm thinking, did Teddy get out or was he just helped out of the yard?" Another said that these 2 are guilty as fuck and need to return poor Teddy. I hope she's a better vet than she is a liar because I'm not buying that story at all. One woman took issue with Miss Wheeler naming the women in the CCTV footage and called it bullying. Oh, fuck off. If they were able to be identified from publicly available footage, that's not bullying. The women may have been taking the dog to have its microchip scanned so that they could return it to its owner. She said she was concerned that people had rushed to judgment before the facts were determined because she knew how small-town vitriol worked. But she was quickly shot down by another member of the group. Political correctness gone mad. A victim of a crime has been told by the public that she has become the bully. Really? Miss Curry and Miss Wheeler are now being sued over the comments posted to their Facebook pages. Miss Marchant and Dr. Munro claim that the Facebook publications and the comments carried various defamatory meanings, including that they were liars, dog thieves, and criminals, and were prepared to steal a puppy, rechip the same, and on-sell it to members of the public. Dr. Monroe has claimed that she took 15 months off work due to depression, anxiety, and mental anguish caused by the publications. They're claiming $250,000 in damages. In defence pleadings filed in the New South Wales District Court, Miss Wheeler and Miss Curry claimed that to the extent that those meanings were conveyed, they were substantially true, and that the comments were honest opinions based on fact. Those are the arguments that I would have put forward as defence. I'm not going to lie. Greg Loader, the meat inspector to whom Dr. Monroe brought Teddy, was a registered breeder of dogs crossed with poodles, and the pair had previously supplied each other with dogs for purposes of breeding, a defence proceedings claim. A cavoodle is a King Charles Cavalier Spaniel crossed with a poodle. In all the circumstances, it may be inferred that the first plaintiff's purpose in taking Teddy to Mr. Loader's house, rather than to a vet or to a council pound, was to have Teddy's microchip changed or removed, and replaced, or alternatively to supply Teddy to Mr. Loader for either of their breeding purposes, the defence proceedings said. I don't see that as unreasonable. The High Court confirmed last year that news outlets were responsible as publishers for readers' Facebook comments about youth detainee Dylan Voller because they had facilitated those comments by setting up a public Facebook page. It did not matter that they had deleted those comments since they became aware of them. Michael Douglas, a senior lecturer at the University of Western Australia, said the rulings had implications for all social media users. The public seemingly isn't aware that you can get sued for something else. For someone that someone else says, if you publish it, the same way the newspaper can get sued. Teddy has never been found. Poor Teddy. Biden's slowly eroding both America's hard and soft power. They won't get leaders of the free world for much longer if he keeps it up. Well, Ace Ventura, Doggo Story again. Yeah, we're going through plenty of... Shit, chat jumped. What about the UK dog walker story? Not much to say, but it's an unusual one. They turned on her. Don't know that I know that one. What breed of dog? It's a King Charles Cavalier. I'm used to seeing them in the white and black. The black and brown's a little bit cute as well. Dog was a bitch, literally. Well, no, because he was a bloke, so... What? Meat inspector? Well, yeah, because apparently he was also a dog breeder, so he had the technology to scan ID codes on the microchips. Wife and I just went grocery shopping. We got 3 bags of shit like beans, broth, pasta, no meat. It was $75. That cannot keep much longer in the US. Will break easily twice the price last week. Jesus. Grocery shopping soon, not looking forward to it. Yeah, look, I went grocery shopping the other day. I managed to get probably 10 or 12 items, and it was about $130. And I didn't even buy that much. When each item is like $10, it's like, well, shit. I can joke about morbid stuff, but don't like to watch too much of it. It's hard to define the line between enough and too much morbid. That's fair. Guess some people don't have room to grow all of their own food, but if you have the space, know how you can. Yes, that is true. She deserves the Go Suck a Dick song. Alright, you convinced me into it. You realize that I have to pause that right before it gets to the MF part? That's why they never interviewed the dog. I was wondering what Teddy thought about the whole thing. He thought it was rough. Of course, you only see the white and black bigots. I see the red. Fuck you, Marty. A King Charles kebab. There's one black and brown. They're freaking adorable. That doesn't explain what a meat inspector is. You don't know what a meat inspector is? It's someone that goes and tests the quality of meat's products before they wind up in supermarkets to make sure that they're not adding extra iodine or things to make it look pretty, or that the meat isn't of a lesser quality than it should be. The trans canine chick on Twitter that her dogs identify as humans now, so she's not screwing dogs anymore. Now that's for... Oh, are you kidding me? You don't know what gender the dog identifies as, Hayden. It could have been a bitch. True. Can all thank the Biden voters for making eggs a luxury item. Oh, for God's sakes. Oh, it didn't work? What the Son of a bitch. Hooker is a meat inspector. Where was this? New South Wales. So just outside Sydney. Can't wait for your chickens to start laying again. Yeah, I can understand that. Okay. How do I manage this then? What do I want to do here? Yes, guys, I am going to fuck around with the audio very briefly just because I want to make sure that I can actually pull this up. Because I've got the background audio, so I can do that. That's no issue. In terms of the sound effects, what I want to do, I want to plug it so that the output for it... How do I change the output on that? 2 updates, variables... Oh, that's right. So sound settings, volume mixer, sound settings. App and sound volume. Stream Deck. Cable B audio Veep input. Yep, so that's going out to cable B. So now if I add an audio that just picks up audio cable B. Audio cable B. Okay. Fingers crossed. Let's try this, okay? I can't tell if that played or not. Did anything play? Fingers crossed. Nothing? God damn it. Alright, fine. I'll screw around with the sound effects later. At least everything else is working. Okay. Moving the hell on. Texas teacher Wendy Dwan found dead in her own backyard. Met alleged murderer on a dating app, says her mum. A Texas elementary school teacher was found dead in her backyard, who reportedly met her alleged killer on a dating app just a week before she was shot to death, it was revealed on Friday. Wendy Dwan's boyfriend, Chavez Thompson, was arrested Wednesday in Louisiana, over 260 miles from where he allegedly shot her multiple times at her Sugar Land backyard last week. The two had only been dating for a week before Thompson took Dwan's life. Dwan? Meet local murderers near you. I wonder if ChatGPT will give me shit about it being unethical to meet a local murderer near you. The two have been dating for a week before he took her life. The victim's mother, who did not want to be identified, told KHOU 11 they had met on the Meet Me dating app, which made Dwan's mother uncomfortable. The distraught mother said that she had a bad feeling about Thompson and warned the daughter of the danger of meeting a stranger online. She showed me the picture. I don't know his name. She said, "Do you like him?" I said, "No." Despite her strong intuition, the mother never imagined her daughter would end up dead. It's unbelievable. Well, this is why you... The guy is very evil. He took her life away. I hope this guy gets full legal punishment. She was a 3rd grade language arts teacher at the Alif Independent School District, and was named English as Second Language Teacher of the Year in December 2021. According to her mother, she was a dedicated teacher who put her students first. Every Thursday, she asked me to go to the dollar store to buy gifts for her kids. Thompson is in the process of being extradited back to Texas. An arrest warrant was issued on Sunday, charging him with murder and setting his bond at $500,000. So, there you go. Oh yeah, it was a dating app. Hey, Val's made it. Should have swiped left. Yeah. Incoming goat questions. Okay, how about we get it out of the way? Val, you got kids yet? And... won't get out of bond. Well, it depends whether or not he's got the 50k. Oh, hang on. What do we got? We got Up True Breed said, here's a buck for you punts. You need all the help you can get. Okay. Well, thank you very much for your $1 rumble rant. Should have shot him when he ran. Better optics. Wow. Up True Breed has called me a dem or a left. 22 watching says it all. Laughing his ass off. Rumble don't market globally yet. Have to tell people what it is regularly. Also, multi-platform streaming is the norm now. Invest in Rumble and you might be rich. No kids yet. Stupid mama's keeping him from us. Well, there you go. She was a teacher. Are they all dumb as fuck now? Well, I mean, look. I do think that more effort needs to be put into, like, looking after teachers. I do think they're horribly underpaid, but I also think that's the reason why you get what you pay for. So, alright, moving the fuck on. Democratic lawmakers demand Biden revoke Bolsonaro's visa after Brazil riot. Where's this shit? Under the later. Dozens of Democratic lawmakers, including some of the top members of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, sent a letter to Joe Biden on Thursday demanding former Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro's diplomatic visa be cancelled in the wake of the rampage in Brazil's capital by his supporters. We request that you reassess his status in the country to ascertain whether or not there is a legal basis for his stay and revoke any such diplomatic visa he may hold. It continued, the United States must not provide shelter for him or any authoritarian who has inspired such violence against democratic institutions. The letter was led by Democrats Joaquin Castro of Texas, Gregory Meeks of New York, and Ruben Gallio of Arizona, Chu Garcia of Illinois, and Susan Wild of Pennsylvania. It isn't certain which visa Bolsonaro used to enter the United States on 30th of December, just before the end of his presidential term. He's staying in a home outside Orlando, Florida, and video has shown him snapping photos with supporters in the gated community and walking around a supermarket. Wow. Bolsonaro. Okay, thank you. He's just down the road from you at the moment. Well, you know, your civic duty. Asked about Bolsonaro's entry, the State Department spokesperson Ned Price declined Monday to provide specifics about the former president's visa status, citing privacy concerns. He said, however, that anyone entering the US on a so-called A1 visa reserved for sitting heads of state would have 30 days to either leave the country or adjust their status with the Department of Homeland Security upon conclusion of their term in office. Following the 30 October election, many of the diehard supporters claimed the election was fraudulent. We can't talk about fraudulent elections on YouTube, so I'm sure that it was all above board. They blocked highways nationwide and began camping outside army buildings, demanding military intervention to overturn the election and keep the former president in power. Then on Sunday, they trashed Congress, the Supreme Court, and the presidential palace. The lawmakers' letter contends that Bolsonaro was responsible for the mayhem, citing his insistent claims that electronic voting machines were susceptible to fraud, and the fact that he never conceded defeat, nor asked supporters to respect results. I wonder why the Democrats would be pushing this. I'm shocked. The Universal Studios Park thingy still in Orlando? I think so. People hating streams with are usually freedom-based. Danny on is a rep. Love the Elon Twitter files drop. Is there a new one? Okay. YouTube doesn't support alerting voting systems. YouTube makes it so you can't dislike things and leaves the button. Where did I get to? Instead, Bonasaro and his party petitioned the Electoral Authority to nullify millions of votes cast by the majority of voting machines that featured a software bug. The request did not say how the bug might affect the results, and the independent experts said it would not undermine the reliability in any way. The Electoral Authority... Well, hang on. Whether it undermines the reliability of the votes themselves, it may undermine the confidence of the population in the vote, which of itself really is an issue. The Electoral Authority's president swiftly dismissed the request and imposed a multi-million-dollar fine on the party for what he claimed a bad faith effort. The unlawful and violent attack on January 8 against Brazilian government institutions was built upon months of pre- and post-election fabrications by Mr. Bolsonaro and his allies, the lawmakers said in a letter. A similar letter was sent by the Senate Majority Whip, Richard Durbin, who announced plans to introduce legislation that would make those who undermine a free and fair democratic election or peaceful democratic transfer of power overseas ineligible for a US visa. Durbin will introduce the legislation when the Senate is back in session. In the wake of the attack, Bonasero said on Twitter that peaceful protests form part of democracy, but destroying public buildings crosses the line. Well, there you go. Okay. Defaming a dog. The ways to get arrested for lèse-majesté in Thailand. A man in Thailand faces up to 15 years in prison for posting images on Facebook of King Bhumibol Adulyadej. Fuck it, I tried. Favourite dog in a way that mocked the king, a prosecutor said in military court. He was charged under the notorious sweeping lèse-majesté law. After last year's coup, the ultra-royalist military has demanded even tougher enforcement of it. This has led to many different and sometimes unexpected ways of falling foul of the law. The crime of insulting the monarch dates back in Thailand to the early 19th century, when the unlucky accused could be punished by beheading, having their ears, hands or feet cut off, or for milder infractions, be imprisoned for a month and made to cut grass for the royal elephants. Wouldn't that make Zelensky ineligible for a visa because he's part of the coup in the Ukraine? Look, possibly. Hey, Susie Tried. How you doing? Beheading? Yep. Put the dog in jail. Mum should have said, I love him, have babies. Daughter would have swiped left. Quite possibly. I think Winter Soldier might be a little bit behind on the video. Unless the guy didn't piss himself. Well... I don't know, he looks old enough that he might. Ozzy can no longer go to Thailand, he's insulted the king with his pronunciation. Hey, I'll go you one better. If that's the king... Wait, hang on, where is it? If that's the king, I'm surprised that him and Biden don't just sit there peeing themselves. In terms of age and that sort of thing. Like, this guy, he looks like he's staring off into fucking space. Are you kidding me? Modern concept of lèse-majesté was incorporated into Thailand's first criminal code in 1908, and its current form as the notorious Article 112 in 1956. It states that whoever defames, insults, or threatens the king, queen, heir apparent, or regent shall be punished with imprisonment of 3 to 15 years. Well, don't think I'm ever going to Thailand. Bet he'd still beat Biden in chess. Army of ladyboys coming to get you now. No ladyboys for you. Nope. No one's home there. Yeah, look. It's not a flattering photo. Let's put it that way. No mention of their dogs or any other royal pets, but ever since the start of Thailand's intractable political crisis in 2006, the number of lèse-majesté prosecutions has risen sharply, as has the severity of punishments and the breadth of interpretations of what constitutes royal defamation. Saying anything negative about the monarchy to passengers in a car. I'm gathering that they must have arrested a taxi driver. Last August, a taxi driver was jailed for 2.5 years after a passenger recorded his comments on a mobile phone and handed them to police. We're acting like Hayden hasn't already visited Bangkok. I don't have a passport. I've never been to Bangkok. I want to go. It's where all the toys are. If you ever win a trip to Thailand, don't fall for it. Hell no. Snitches everywhere. Fucking snitches. Snitches get stitches, people. It's monarchy for you. Well, in Thailand it is. Great food and very nice people. Unfortunately, Helen, I'll never find out. I'm pretty sure I'm on the no-fly list now. Doesn't have a passport because he knows the temptation would be too much. I don't have a passport because it keeps me coming to visit you fuckers. Staging a university play featuring a fictional one-eyed king. In February, 2 students were jailed for 2.5 years for performing a play called The Wolf's Bride a year earlier, which the court judged to have been a parody of the king, who lost an eye as a young man in a car accident. Hang on, is there a video?
Don't you think a law that has put a mother of 2 young children in prison for 28 years merely for posting comments on Facebook should be amended and changed? That it's too draconian.
I'm not in a position to comment.
You're the government. You can suggest changing laws.
No, I'm not in the position.
A member of the government is not in position to suggest changing laws. Right. Am I over 2 hours yet? Damn it, Maddie! I'm not over 2 hours yet. I can't read that comment. 2.5 years because someone got their feelings hurt. Sounds like justice. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
My position at the moment, I'm not in a position to make any comment on the law. And the law in this country has been existing for quite some time. And of course, the law
but
in
you're
this
enforcing
country,
it much more harshly under this government.
The law in this country is suitable for...
Just because it's existed for a long time doesn't mean it's not subject to change.
I think that if I were...
Traditions are there to be updated.
Or living in overseas or any country, it would be my or my idea or my behavior to come and to move or to go forward and to say that this thing is not good for your country, that thing is not good for your country.
There are many Thai people who think it's too harsh as well.
Mm-hmm. But
they're the people we don't care about.
People who accept what happened in this country.
Yeah, acceptance by oppression is not like generally actual like agreement. Like acceptance by omission just means that you've beat them around the ears enough that they are not going to argue with you, which is dangerous. So he trides off to eat. Fair enough. Don't tell tyrants how to tyrant.
What regulation was law, or they have been living in this country under these circumstances with no problem.
People feel they can't debate the law. There's no free debate because people say...
Okay, hang on. One thing, people. People keep telling me that I should invest more in Rumble. There are 34 of you watching right now, and there are 17 likes on that video. Come on.
So this is too sensitive.
I don't know, people feel, and or you feel, I'm not so sure.
A lot of Thais do as well. It's not just me, and it's not foreigners.
But the question is asking by you. The question is not asking by those people. So,
YouTube's
what kind of on what ground?
You're allowed to say a little bit more in terms of like nasty things. Well, not nasty. Like
the media, you can ask the question.
I can drop the C-bomb occasionally.
Question is, reflect the majority of the people in this country or not. As I mentioned earlier, if I were working or living or...
Well, if you're there, it's not a problem.
For living in some country, I would suggest that this is good, this is not good for that country.
Well, good on you. Writing a novel featuring characters that resemble members of the Thai royal family. In August 2008, Australian Harry Nicolaides was arrested at Bangkok airport as he prepared to board a flight. He looks like he might have had one too many. I'm not going to lie. He was unaware of an arrest warrant issued over his self-published novel, which had included a fictional crown prince with a dissolute lifestyle. He was sentenced to 3 years in prison but quickly pardoned. He says he only sold 7 copies of the book, but he did send a copy to the palace to ask for approval, and when he received no reply, he assumed he got it. The alternate smut bomb? Yeah, that's pretty much it. What I want to know is, this guy, where did he self-publish? Was the book published in Thailand? Or was it published elsewhere? And where did he sell the 7 books? Because if he just happened to get arrested while he was in Thailand passing through or on holiday or something, I want to know. Oh, look. Sending text messages critical of the monarchy to politicians. In November 2011, 63-year-old Ampon Tengnopakul, I tried, was jailed for 20 years over text messages sent to the secretary of the then Prime Minister. Despite his poor health and insistence that he had not sent the offending texts, he died the following year in prison. It was published in Australia? Okay, at least we know I'm never going to Thailand then. Also, I'm on hour 48 of a 12-hour suspension for saying you need to drink blue... Okay. Glad I caught myself before I read that out in full. 7, magical. Oh yeah, must have been a brilliant book. Must have been a bloody brilliant book. Liking anything critical of the monarchy on Facebook. Last week, 27-year-old factory worker, the man who was arrested for mocking the king's dog, was also charged under Article 112 of another alleged offence, clicking the like button on Facebook next to a doctored photo of the king. How insecure and how bad must the king's self-esteem issues be if he's legitimately worried about someone hitting a like button on Facebook? Oh, don't stress, Jensen. It was my fault for not reading the comment first. Fuck you, Val. No, actually, Val, this one's for you.
Fuck you!
Hey, Papa Smiles. Don't knock. Having written a book is more than most have ever done. No, look, it's true. I'm impressed that he's done it and that he sold 7 copies. But the fact that it was published in a completely different country, that's an issue for me. Especially if he sent a copy to the monarchy and they just didn't bother responding. Could only be better if he was clutching a white claw. Truth is no defense in entire defamation cases. Referring to anything from Thailand's history that could be construed as damaging the monarchy's image. In 2007, a local politician was sentenced to 2 years in prison for talking on a radio program about slavery during the rule of King Mongkut between 1851 and 1868. In May last year, the Supreme Court upheld the verdict, stating that the defaming past monarchs was also damaging to the present king, despite the fact that slavery did exist in Thailand then. Truth is no defense. What the fuck is a monarchy? Really? Okay, a monarchy is basically a royal family. That rule over a country. So, there's that. Ask Nick for the plugin for Rumble Chat. Wait, Nick can bring up Rumble Chats on his streams? Legitimately? Is that a thing? Hang on. Give me 2 seconds. I thought it was only available for YouTube. Web store. I mean, I can save Rumble Chats and that sort of thing as in the Rumble rants, but I can't bring it up like I can the YouTube ones. Rumble Talk chatting configuration chat add-on group plugin. That's that. Yeah, no, that's the paid Rumble rants. Anyway, I'll ask Nick about it. Going to write a book about racist sharks and rapist just dolphins. Of course you are, Mighty. Actually, no, tell you what, plug that into Chat GPT, so it'll write it for you. Monarch is a type of butterfly. I love monarch butterflies, they're gorgeous. Nick never brings up chat. Really? The big nose rumble privileges. Didn't someone build an add-in for Nick? I think you referenced it in a few streams ago. No shit, someone actually built him one? Huh. Royalty, according to whom? There by the divine grace of God. And everyone that just lets them get away with it. Questioning an elephant battle. What the fuck? Pro tip for those wanting to write, 90% of writing is rewriting. There is nothing new under the sun. That is very true. Guys don't have monarch butterflies, do you? Is that a new world butterfly? No, we've got monarch butterflies. Especially at the zoo. They've got like a big, like, enclosure for them. You walk in and like you've got to be really careful that you don't walk out with them. Questioning an elephant battle. What the fuck is an elephant battle? In October last year, 2 retired military officers filed a complaint over lèse-majesté against a renowned social critic, Sulak Sirivakaza, because he cited academic research which questioned whether a famous elephant battle led by the 16th century king actually took place. So he was... Oh, so they're 1984ing this shit. Questioning whether or not history actually took place. And so he... Police investigating Sulak have said that they believe he defamed the monarchy. It's the 5th time he's faced a lèse-majesté charge.
This law is used by those in power who are not sure of themselves. If they are sure of themselves, they would be courageous enough even to abolish this law. Because the king himself...
Oh yeah, no, I've got that.
Openly. That anybody bringing the less...
I just fairly rarely get rumble rants, that's all.
Is harming him personally and undermine the monarchy. And this is on record. If you have enough courage, you should abolish it. But if you don't have enough courage, you can reform it. It could be done. Particularly now they are drafting the new constitution. For instance, the law as it stands is too drastic, too cruel. If you have minimum 3 years.
I've actually just scrolled back through the chat and I just realised that I did actually miss a $2 super chat from UP True Breed. Yes, unfortunately, I did receive the jab. It was mandated particularly for me to keep my business open, so... Honestly, I don't really care about people's positions on it. Whether you consider yourself a pure blood or whatever else. I couldn't care less. Okay? I did what I thought at the time was the right thing by me and my family. Is what it is. I'm just hoping I don't cark it. That should be fine. Okay. I'm not sure I want to... I suppose I should finish this.
The judge cannot do anything but put people in jail. If less than 2 years, the parliament says, okay, yeah, you reform yourself and so on. And 15 years is too much for something libel. And 15 years, only 1 count. Sometimes have 3 counts. It means 45 years. You see, people have...
Good to see you too, dog.
Can allow this sort of law to go
on. Having a row with your brother? What? In 2012, an individual was charged with lèse-majesté and jailed after his brother filed a complaint. He was released nearly a year later after it was discovered there were no grounds for the charge, and the brother had in fact fallen out over fights between their dogs. Seriously? Can't drink enough alcohol fast enough to make my blood pure alcohol before I die. Oh, good luck with that. History is now illegal. So, alright. This is getting real old real quick. Let's move on. Law and Order. Lucy the Labrador provides support as Australia's first full-time court dog. In Melbourne's family court, Lucy visits hearings, legal interviews and mediations, all to relieve people's stress as they navigate the justice system. No, she's gorgeous. Oh, bloody hell, I'm not doing that. When Lucy enters a courtroom in the Federal Circuit and Family Courts in Melbourne, she bows to the judge, as is customary. Only Lucy is no ordinary court attender. She's a 5-year-old chocolate Labrador deployed as a court facility dog, as part of the pilot program to provide support for people in court. Lucy, who is Instagram famous through her handle Court Dog Lucy, is the first accredited court dog to work full-time in Australia. She belongs to the Victorian Office of Public Prosecutions. Fuck, I knew I wanted to work there. Apparently I was too based. Hey, Bulldozer. 76 degrees Fahrenheit in Missouri right now. I hate it. Ouch. The fuck you calling me a sook for, Tragic? Thank you for your $5 Rumble ring. I'll take your money. Yes, I meant doggos. Ploy to distract people so they admit to stuff. Well, actually, I think it's probably because, unfortunately, you know, at certain times, kids still need to be present in family court, which is not great. Only incorrect history is illegal, and powers that be get to decide what is correct history. History is written by history is written by the victors. Ah, no, that's the right word. What the hell am I? 13 likes away from 100. Let's go. Really? Not even at the 2-hour mark. That's great. Use of the term chocolate to describe a Labrador retriever with a brown coat is commonly used descriptive within the breed and is not considered racist. All good. I love that XCOM is now using woke ChatGPT to to fact check me. Right now, history is being written by the revisionists. And for the next 3 months is on loan to the family court 1 day a week. The court is mindful that litigation experiences can be stressful, especially for families, said Judge Amanda Mancini. The Court Dog Initiative is aimed at providing support and comfort to those who need it at various stages of the court process. She's beautiful. Now I just want to go pat my dog. Who is a yellow lab, by the way. What's a sook? A sook is basically just someone that's sitting, whinging and whining. And feeling sorry for themselves. See you, Louise. Confirm Chat GPT says it's okay for humans to say things. Look at the ears, I bet they're very soft. At some point, I'm going to do a live off my phone so you can meet Angel, my golden lab. And it's golden. I don't care what my wife says. She's not yellow, she's golden. The use of court dogs is not novel. The US justice system has been using them for almost a decade, with more than 300 court dogs in action. In New Zealand, the Tauranga District Court piloted a court dog named Louis, who became a national celebrity. Successive justice ministers visited Louis to have their photo taken with him, and the Justice Ministry even issued a statement of condolence after he died. His successor Mabel last month won the silver medal in New Zealand's top dog competition. These overseas experiences tell us that court dogs are especially helpful to vulnerable people, such as children, victims of DV, and also those of diverse cultural and linguistic backgrounds, Mancini said. It really seems to be a developing trend in the justice system. There is scientific research showing the positive physiological and psychological effects of dogs for humans, including in the legal context. This science tells us that a mere presence of a dog that is specifically trained for the justice environment reduces cortisol levels and anxiety. Court dogs, we call those in American German Shepherds with family problems. Wasn't Old Yeller a lab? I don't know. Guys, was Old Yeller a lab or a retriever? I mean, technically it's a Labrador Retriever, but you know what I mean. Is it a Golden Retriever? I don't know. I never actually watched Old Yeller. Lucy is trained to be calm and supportive in any stage of a legal matter for children and adults. She's being deployed in court hearings while witnesses give evidence, as well as during legal interviews and mediations and more. The court has been notifying parties and practitioners of Lucy's scheduled attendance, so people who may be afraid of dogs, have allergies or cultural concerns can opt out. Who the fuck has cultural concerns about a Labrador? Where does that come from? What's that? Cocoa Hole. What a shithole. I have so many things I can call this place, none are good. What? I'm assuming you're talking about the UK? Are you serious? It was food. China is number one. Try it with gators and see how it goes. Wow. Okay, that is something that I did not know and I've just learned. Thank you, people. Okay. Although Lucy is still new to the family court in Melbourne, in early feedback it has been good. The reaction of the whole court's been overwhelmingly positive, Mancini said. The pilot will run until February. If feedback from the staff and court attendants remains positive, the family court will consider making the program permanent, although they'll need to find another court dog, as Lucy will be returning to the Office of Public Prosecutions. Seriously, the dog itself belongs in the Office of Public Prosecutions because of all the shit they have to deal with on a daily basis. Didn't you show us the dog kicker, Hayden? I did show the dog kicker. I haven't pulled that one up today, but yes, that piece of crap got what was coming to him. Muslims believe no angel will enter a building a dog resides. Really? Damn it, Susan! Stop censoring me. What have you been trying to say, Cynic? Places that eat dogs. Well, there's that too. Mancini, who is a former Fair Work Commissioner Deputy President appointed to this circuit and family court this year, is a big fan. Lucy is absolutely beautiful. She has a range of tricks, but one of the most enduring tricks in the courtroom environment has been that she's taught how to bow. That is really sweet. I really, really hope that there's video of that somewhere. Oh, excuse me. Rough day, dogs can detect if people are stressed, research finds. No shit, you think? I just wanted to show this picture again, because she's beautiful. I love that she's got a uniform. Office of Public Prosecutions, Office Victoria. Dogs and pigs can both be house trained, FYI. Okay. Alright. Probably should have said trigger warning for this one. A court pig sounds better. I think there's probably too many pigs as it is. Just got here at the perfect time. Just that picture there and the stream will be perfect. Decapitated body of newlywed wife, 21, found in Texas home as husband of 4 months is arrested for gruesome murder. Humans get the same endorphin rush from petting dogs that they do from the smell of a newborn. Really? Okay, interesting. A Texas newlywed's decapitated body was found by law enforcement this week as her husband is arrested for her gruesome murder. According to the Waller County Sheriff, Troy Guidry, the body of the 21-year-old Angie Diaz was found dismembered and covered in blood without her head, as her husband, Jared Dykes, 21, was arrested and confessed to killing his wife. Oof. Oof. Oh, too far. No, not far enough. He's a ginger, guilty. By the way, we got 4 more subs on YouTube after your shout out, so thanks, dude. You're very welcome. What's that? Past 2 hours for Laverne, Tennessee, US cop story. Which one's that? Hang on. Was it Laverne cop? Oh my god, why is he ginger? We want cop stories. Do it. I want to see you laugh. Okay, I can see this. This is going to be bad, isn't it? Well, Dork, if you're here, throw your link back in the chat, and I'll see if we can get you some more subs. Cops that were chewing. Oh, that we've already done that. We did that a couple of days ago. Well, I sent you yesterday, the day before. You said you covered it the day before. Yeah. Yeah, she's the one that looks like a chipmunk. She was getting railed by the whole department. I get it. She's a slut. Late to the party, damn it. A little bit. Okay. Shit, now I'm gonna have to restart this so I can clip it out later. Decapitated body of newlywed wife, 21, found in Texas home as husband of 4 months is arrested for the gruesome murder. A newlywed's decapitated body was found by law enforcement this week as her husband is arrested for her gruesome murder. According to the sheriff's office, the body of the 21-year-old was found dismembered and covered in blood without her head as her husband was arrested and confessed to killing his wife. The woman has not been publicly identified by law enforcement, or had not been, but a social media post from the local judge who married the couple identified Diaz as his wife. Wait, what? Apparently I've been yeeted on YouTube. Hang on. Back now? What the fuck happened there? There was literally, I got no notification whatsoever on my end. What happened, guys? Blank momentarily, but you're still here? Okay, that's the main thing. That is the main thing. We're still here and we're still running. The ginger did it. So you just came in? Okay. Stream cut for literally 3 seconds or something. It's back? Okay, alright. Literally just stopped. We have autoplay on, get yeeted to a new video into a new, got yeeted into a new video. Huh. It did it again. It ended for you. Had to refresh on YouTube. What the hell are they doing? Seriously, I'm getting sick and tired of this shit. This has been going on for how many days? Anyway. Alright, anyway. So basically, the identity got outed by the local judge who married them. The couple has been married for less than 4 months. Alright. Oh, not for 12 fucking minutes. What, are you kidding me? Guidry initially described the victim as a Hispanic woman and said investigators found a portion of the body dismembered and a residence had been covered in blood. A knife investigator believes that investigators believe to be the murder weapon was found at the home, along with Diaz's head. Tube still making changes breaking voter coding? Probably. Face it, Hades, you're just too much man for Susan. Completely kicked you out? Oh, Jesus. Something's fucked up. I'm tired of him. I'm fucking tired of him too. I mean, look at it this way. How many viewers would I have just lost? Let me just check. Actually, what's that even going to say on my end, thinking about it? Don't even know. Don't even know. Okay, well, at least it's live, so that's fine. And I have 31 people watching. Oh, for God's sakes. Refresh if he's not showing us live. Yep. Back but no sound? Cut my viewers in half. This is not okay. Nick can hear me fine, so can sense. Okay, so at least the audio's going out. Might need to refresh. Law enforcement officials said that there had been prior incidents involving the couple. There have been prior calls disturbance-wise, but nothing to this effect, to this level of violence. No shit! I'd be hoping that if it was to that level of violence, that's like just messed up. Why would you even say that? Thank you to the 47 people now watching on Rumble, by the way. CommieTube cutting viewers by half is a feature, not a bug. Got to 100 likes. Excellent. Having the background on my phone, haven't had any issues. Okay. The woman is believed to have been dead since around 11 PM the night before the body was found after Dickus. Family members called law enforcement to their home at the 200 block of Oak Hollow Boulevard. The call came in around 4:45 PM. The couple live in a cottage behind his parents' house outside of Houston. Biggest diggest dude is Ginger. He is guilty. I think the little one's just realised she's going out. Oh, see, it always sucks because it's always after the fact. Guys, what do you reckon? Smash or pass? Why does it always have to be the dead ones? Couldn't he just leave, like, instead of murdering us, stating the obvious? Yeah. That's just it. He probably should have. And I mean, it's only 4 months as well. So, prob smash if she was alive. Necrophiles. What's 4 months away? No. They were married for 4 months since. That's what it was. They were married for 4 months. Dickus's parents told deputies that their son came inside their home, made a statement that prompted them to go check the cottage. The parents then found her body and called 911. That's the world we live in today. It's a gruesome scene, he said. Both sides of these families will be altered by it. The sheriff said Diaz is a Nicaraguan citizen. Officials say they expect Dickus to be charged with murder. You don't say. Murder? You came in late, your bed, all good. Looks like a different dude. He looks a little bit more crazy, doesn't he? People are impulsive when they're emotional. In my area, when I was third, a dad unalived himself and my classmate. Shit! Well, at least I've got incredible engagement rate on this. She was only 21 too. Just 2 weeks ago, Diaz had posted a picture of herself and her husband on Christmas Day on her Instagram, wishing her friends and family a happy Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, my beautiful wife, he responded to the post, calling his wife a trophy. Diaz's last post on Instagram on Tuesday, she had a photo of her lunch just hours before investigators believe she was brutally killed by her husband. In a post on her 20th birthday in October 2021, Diaz wrote, I don't want to read that because I don't know what it is in. I don't know, is that, like, what do they speak in Nicaragua? Like, I know, public service announcement, removing someone's head tends to end up in murder charges. No shit. Oh, I can only thank God for blessing me so much. Well, there you go. It was right there. I just hadn't read far enough. The local judge who married the couple shared a heartbreaking post remembering Diaz and stating his intention for taking down their marriage photo. As with many of you, I'm greatly saddened and shocked by the news of this tragic event, and my prayers are with all the families, Waller County Judge Trey Duhon said. Out of respect for the families, I've taken down my photo with the couple and the post announcing their marriage, primarily due to the insensitive nature of some of the comments that were being made on the post. The judge said he's confident justice will be brought for Diaz and her family. The matter will now go off through our court system, and I'm confident that the Sheriff's Office and the District Attorney's Office will see to it that justice is served. Probably a Spanish dialect. I wouldn't know. Can somebody in chat give me a quick synopsis of this, just the basics? Zens, I can do you one better. I'll do it right now for you. A couple were married for 4 months. The soulless ginger decided to go a little bit nuts, killed his 4-month bride, and decapitated her. So, that pretty well covers it. Love to kill trophies and hang them on the wall. Dude, as far as I'm concerned, the only thing that goes on the wall is a map. Godhead, you're doing it wrong, mate. Oh. Had to turn my cell off, but me back. Jesus, really? That's how bad it is on YouTube, on Android? Bloody hell. Okay, let's move on. Back to puppy dogs. He's my baby. Former couple take dispute over $4,000 dog to court. A former couple's battle over ownership of a small dog has landed in court, with a magistrate deciding that the ex-girlfriend should keep Kobe, the $4,000 Pomeranian, because her one-time partner had given it to her as a gift. Him, not it. Okay? There are plenty of people that consider dogs their children. Do not say it. It is not an it. It is a cute doggo, as Adriana has said. It's a cute doggo. Hang on, I should probably pause that. A headless bride, he didn't look like a Jesus, Winter Soldier. 4,000, that's a goddamn car. Oh yeah, some people will spend crazy money on dogs. The Melbourne Magistrates Court heard the dispute between Maurice Cho and his former partner, Si-Wen Cheng, who both claimed to be the rightful owner of the dog after the relationship ended in 2019. Oh, piss off. The court heard that the pair had begun dating in June 2017 and moved to a South Bank apartment together. A little over a year later, Mr. Chow paid a breeder in New South Wales more than $4,000 for the Pomeranian puppy, which Miss Chang named Kobe. When they broke up in November 2019, Miss Chang took Kobe with her, despite Mr. Chow asking her not to. He sent a text message demanding Kobe be returned before following up with letters from solicitors. A month later, Mr. Cho filed his statement of claim in the court, seeking possession of the dog. However, Magistrate Megan Hoare rejected Mr. Cho's claim, preferring Miss Chang's evidence that the dog was purchased for her as a gift and should remain hers. Text messages between the couple leading up to the purchase were provided as evidence that show that Mr. Cho was initially reluctant to be a dog owner. Maybe the doggo identifies as it. Did you ask its pronouns? Look, that's a good point. No, I did not ask what its pronouns are. Adopt, don't shop. There are so many dogs in New York shelters that need to be adopted. That is very true. Not paying that much on a dog when I get a better one from the pound. I'm not a fan of Pomeranians, I'll be honest. But, got yours from a shelter for $200. There you go. Got a beautiful Doberman girl back in December. She's twice her size now. Whoa. That'll do it. Okay, come on, guys. There's 41 of you watching on Rumble and 30 likes. You can do it. You can do it. And let's face it, I know that one of those likes is mine. True, I adopted Daemon Targaryen, second of his name, my kitten, and he's incredible. On one occasion, Miss Chang sent screenshots of a puppy with a message, "B-Day gift, please," to which Mr. Chang replied, "No pets, baby." Another time, when Mr. Chang sent a photo of the rescue dog, Mr. Cho responded, "Daddy is busy making money, no time for a doggy like this." Good dear God. Poms are cute, but a lot of health problems. My gran had some. One of them had a heart attack, just jumping up and down, died instantly in her arms. Holy shit. 93 in chat now? Really? I got 76, but either way. 79. Alright, it's on its way up. Thank fuck for that. Thank you to everyone that's come back. I have no idea what the hell's happened. But I think for the most part, we're getting the idea that if Susan yeets you off to another video, at least you know I'm probably still here. So, cats steal your breath while you sleep and blame it on trolls. Interesting. I'm assuming that's some sort of folklore somewhere. Daddy is busy making money. What a tool. Several other requests for a dog made by Miss Chang over text were given as evidence in court. In one instance, she texted heart emojis, buy me a dog lol, to which he replied, laughing emoji, yes madam. Later, she said, I just want a dog, kissing and puppy face emojis, to which he replied, I know. Oh, but if the text messages are there, why the hell are we bothering? It's because we exposed Islamic secrets about dogs. Opposite the movie Cat's Eye, movie patrol steals Drew Barrymore's breath, and the parents think it's the cat. Huh. Okay. Oh, a troll steals it, and they think it's the cat. The fuck is happening? Down to 55 now? I got 61. What's with the new YouTube terms of service where they can withdraw money in your bank? I'm sorry, what? I hadn't seen that. I've been meaning to sit down and go through all of the terms of service, but I haven't seen it yet. Glitterfart's got 98. Weird fluctuations. Dogs are often considered property in Western law unless it's a police dog. Number is bouncing around like a last chick's head. Oh, migraine gain. Come on. Okay, so is this a recreation? Because there is no way that their phone has them as Miss Chang and Mr. Chow. I'm sorry. Sounds like Mr. Chow might have wanted to chow down. Mr. Chang eventually agreed to buy a dog riding. Can you stop being a pain in the bum? In the bum. Oh my god. Who the hell talks like this? Thanks, mate. Got another charity stream coming up. It's the Green Fellas on YouTube. I think we have Rumble and Twitch, but can't remember. Oh, okay. All right. One of the mods, if you wouldn't mind just grabbing the Green Fellas YouTube link, that'd be very appreciated. Just because I'm in the middle of reading something. According to the court judgment... Oh, we have the court judgment. Let's have a look at this. Ms. Chang was asked in cross-examination why she had not bought a dog herself. She responded that she could not afford it and that Mr. Chow earned 4 times more what she did. Lagging a lot? Of course. Californians talk like that? Oh, God. Lots of lag and buffering going on. Get it together, Susan. The court heard that Miss Chang left her full-time job a month after getting Kobe from the breeder to become his primary carer, which included taking him to the... What? You left your job full-time to care for the dog full-time? Yeah, no. I don't care if he makes 4 times what you do. This, to me, makes you look like a gold digger, in my own personal opinion. Both Mr. Chow and Miss Chang told the court they taught Kobe tricks. As part of her evidence, Miss Chang provided a receipt from the breeder in her name. She also provided counsel, pedigree, and microchip registration documents listing her as the owner. Mr. Cho claimed that he had legal ownership of the dog because he paid the money to the breeder and that Miss Chang had the right to use and enjoy the dog while they were in the relationship. Miss Huare handed down her judgment in February, saying she didn't accept Mr. Cho's evidence that he bought Kobe because he wanted a dog, citing the text messages that show his reluctance. The weight of the evidence, particularly of Miss Cho and corroborated by the contents of the contemporaneous text messages such as buy me a dog, lol, and BD gift please, satisfied me that as a matter of fact and law, Mr. Cho purchased the dog with the intention of gifting it to Miss Chang. Miss Chang told the Age that the court had made the right decision to declare her the owner. It's a dog. Yeah. She turned tricks just like the dog. If I got paid to play and take pics of a dog for 6 figures, I would. Oh, there we go. There's the Greenfellas link, people. Go give Dork a look. And... actually, you know what? I'll pin that for a bit. Well, duh, did you see how much the little ankle biter costs? I don't care. Like, honestly, if you're going to spend $4,000 on a dog and then quit your job to look after it full time, you better have crazy rich money. And you know, I'm going to say it because they both work. You better have crazy rich Asian money because, like, and for the record, I was referencing the movie there, not anything else. She needs spousal support. Oh god, how? Look, the dog's cute. I'll give it that. I've invested a lot of time looking after him and training him. Essentially, he's my baby, she said, which is why I spent the time and effort to go to court. I didn't want to lose him. While he did not agree it was right, Mr. Cho said he would not appeal the decision. Too fucking right, you shouldn't. Over a $4,000 dog? Are you kidding me? We all know you did this out of spitefulness. In my own personal opinion. Perfect size for a family-sized fried rice. Oh, I was to get a chicken chow mein, but maybe lost more than 38. I joined from Rumble to check. Oh, where are we sitting at? 46. I'm not reading that one. I'm just not. Despite whatever the court says, I still think the dog should be mine, he told The Age. He is amazing, he's fast for his size, he's brave and very playful. No comments on that one? Okay. Fight a bitch in court for a doggo boy. I have a mug that says I work for my doggies. We've got a sign that says, welcome to our household where the humans pay the bills, but the dogs run the house. No, the animals run the house. Or something like that. Because we have a little cat too. I love Pepper. Pepper's gorgeous. Official at Virginia school warned... Oh, that's the... Oh yeah, we've already been through that. Moving on. Adidas loses court battle of stripes against designer Tom Brown. Good God. Which one's the lawyer and which one's the designer? I'm assuming the one on the right is the designer. Smiling fashion designer Tom Brown has emerged from a New York courthouse victorious over sportswear giant Adidas, or Adidas, however you prefer to pronounce it. I don't care. In a battle over signature stripes. Adidas had claimed the stripe designs used by Tom Brown were similar to its own 3 stripes. Brown said he hoped the preservation of his stripe designs on luxury athletic clothing and accessories would inspire others whose work is challenged by larger clothing producers. It's important to fight and tell my story, he said after a Manhattan federal court jury sided with him. And I think it's more important and bigger than me because I think I was fighting for every designer that creates something and has a bigger company come after them later. Adidas indicated in a statement that the fight might go on. We're disappointed with the verdict and will continue to vigilantly enforce our intellectual property, including filing any appropriate appeals, said a spokesperson, Rich Efris. Brown, a highly creative designer known for his theatrical runway shows, began selling clothes in 2001 at a boutique in Manhattan's West Village. He's since become hugely successful, especially after a 2018 deal with luxury brand Zegna. Oh, I have a visitor. Hang on, won't be a second, peeps. I believe this is the family ducking out. Won't be a second.
I'll be back.
Alright, let's get back into that. Now I need to minimize that back down. He did what now? Did a video on D&D and referenced Hogue? Seriously? It's 2023, everything is equitable. Fight, bitch, in real life. Maloko, thank you very much for your super sticker. BRB turned into DVD. Yes, when I switched over from Streamlabs to OBS, I was unable to keep the BRB thing. Because that's Streamlabs specific. Hey, Jess, how you doing? See the MLK statue? Laughing my ass off. No, what's that? Oh, he mentioned Hogue's GoFundMe. Fantastic. I'm very happy to hear that. I'm sorry, I just heard my little girl yell at, I'm so excited! Oh, shit. That was gorgeous. Okay, where was I? Luxury brand Zegna. His company is now featured in more than 300 locations, including Tokyo, London, Seoul, Hong Kong, Shanghai, Beijing, and Milan. Adidas sued Brown in June 2021, saying his 4-bar signature, along with other products featuring parallel stripes on activewear, including t-shirts, sweatpants, and hoodies, infringed on its own well-known trademark. The 2-week trial concluded with an 8-person jury returning a verdict in less than 2 hours. It's bad, the statue looks wrong. Just looking while I edit, don't mind me. No, fair enough. Good lord, you did a stream for Hogue the other night. Linda, it might surprise you to know that I was on that stream. For like the last hour, but, you know. The statue looks wrong. Every time I hear, I think Saved by the Bell when Jesse was on pills. Did you hear Adam Krugler's joining my show this upcoming Friday? I'm so nervous. What if he thinks I'm boring? Well, you'll be fine, Jess. Okay? Honestly. Just make sure you've got your topics, you know what you're talking about through and through, and you'll be fine. And worst case scenario, whip the girls out, you'll be perfectly fine. Just got booted to a screen with a bouncing DVD around. Susan's hanging head. No, that was legitimately me. That was me, Coco Hull. I had that as my, it's my BRB screen. Must have been sleeping. No, don't stress, Linda. I'm just saying. You either remember the episode or you don't. Statue looks like, well, yes. Yeah, well. Why is no one talking about a certain current president and his handling classified documents while VP? Well, I mean, I spoke about it a bit yesterday. Or was it the day before? Mostly because I couldn't really give a shit. Like, it's not really my place, apparently. Or so people keep telling me. Do you want me to post a link for Hogue's GoFundMe? Might as well, Rabbit. Might as well. If you could do that, that'd be great. And then I can pin that. I think De Orcs had sufficient time to have prime spot in the pin chat. The statue does look pretty wrong. So... Brown's courtroom supporters erupted in joy before US District Judge Jed Rakoff. I like that. Scolded them for violating court decorum. Supporters later spilled into the hallway, celebrating with hugs and tears. The dispute goes back 15 years. In 2007, Adidas complained that Brown was using 3 stripes designed too similar to theirs on a jacket. Brown agreed to stop using it and shifted to a 4-stripe design. For years, Adidas did not argue with that, but as Brown became more prominent after the 2018 sale, he began expanding further into activewear, and the sportswear giant took notice. Adidas argued in its lawsuit that Brown stripes could confuse customers. Brown in turn argued that the two companies are not direct competitors and do not serve the same market. A pair of women's compression tights on Brown's website costs $725, for example. A pair of Adidas leggings is well under $100 on that company's website. He's basically saying he's too posh to be considered their competitor. Leave it to my state to put up an ugly statue that everyone's talking about. Meanwhile, beautiful statues around the country are being ripped down. Okay, guys, I'm going to pin it. That's the fundraiser for Hogue. Reasonable minds can rebuild. So, fingers crossed. That is his channel, Digger. That's Greenfellas' channel. Greenfellas is Dork's channel. Jeff Trexler, a faculty member from Fashion Law Institute at Fordham Law School. Holy shit, there's a Fashion Law Institute? Said the trademark landscape had become more nuanced in a shifting marketplace where companies expand regularly into new categories in both content and price and collaborate on special lines with others. More and more, he said, companies aren't staying in the lanes of which they began. It's like in Ghostbusters where if you cross the streams, everything will blow up. But the only thing that Adidas hasn't tried to copyright 3 stripes on is condoms. I'm shocked. Campaign not found? Really? Hang on. Open that in a new window. Oh, interesting. Yeah, no. That link isn't working. Be stealing some of my ladies? Listen, if your thirst looks like ours, I will sue you. Okay. Alright. Interesting. As long as Brown puts stripes on a man's sports coat and his narrow luxury goods, maybe the occasional pair of sweatpants, Mr. Trex said there wasn't going to be crossing the streams. But as he expanded more into active where the streams crossed, Brown himself testified during the trial, noting the importance of sports in his life and how it carried through his career. Well, actually, I've lost interest in this. There are no zebras, they're Adidas horses. Point is, he won the case against Adidas. Okay, so those are his, like, 4-stripe socks, I take it, that he's showing off there. Alright. Melbourne Hindu temple defaced by anti-Indian graffiti. Community leaders have condemned the defacement of a Hindu temple in Melbourne's northeast with anti-Indian graffiti. Baps... What the fuck happened there? Baps Swamiriyai... I'm not gonna... So a Hindu temple in Mill Park issued a statement on Thursday saying their community was deeply saddened by the graffiti. Baps Midirs across Australia are symbols of a thriving multicultural society which nurture Australian values of respect, mateship and tolerance. We're deeply saddened by the anti-India graffiti at the gates of the Baps Sri... I can't do it. It's a temple. I can't mispronounce the name. It's disrespectful. I said it earlier, I don't care how you pronounce Adidas. Whether it's Adidas, Adidas, I do not care. I pronounce how would I pronounce it. Horses are liars, all I know for sure is someone is lying. Hogue GoFundMe still live, not sure if you can correct the link. Might have to. I'll have a look, see if I can sort that out. There it is, reasonable minds can rebuild. Alright, let's try this. It's definitely the right one because it's already up to $120,000, so... Yep, and that works. Alright, I'll pin that. Why don't people leave temples, churches, and mosques alone? I wish I knew. Religion's a very divisive issue for people. Come on, the zebras were first. Zebras or zebras? Sort of depends what time of the day it is, really. I sort of go back and forth. Deeply saddened by antisocial elements. We are thankful to the appropriate authorities, including the governments of Australia and India, as well as the local community organisations, for their continued support. Slogans written on the walls included Hindustan Muradabad, translated to Down to or Death to, and Modi Hitler, comparing India's Prime Minister to Adolf Hitler. A Victorian police spokesperson confirmed police were investigating the reports of the graffiti incident on January 12. Police have been told the graffiti was written on the walls and the fence of the building on Heaths Road in the early hours of the morning. An investigation into the incident is ongoing. There's been widespread condemnation of the vandalism from local political leaders. Mill Park MP Lily D'Ambrosio said she reached out to the temple to express concern over the attack. She said, "I have had the honour of visiting on many occasions and hope that the appropriate authorities can identify those responsible and bring them to account. There is no place in our community for such attacks." Appeal for peace. Reached out to Mill Park. Oh, okay. Peter Credlin going on about how there's a problem with Australians' ability to tolerate differences in belief. Okay, I'm happy to listen to this.
Substantive issue of religious discrimination, because I know it's a big issue in the communities that you're close to in Queensland. How do you feel about this impasse in the Senate tonight?
Oh, look, from a personal perspective, I'm pretty gutted. I've been working for years, literally years, to help people in our community broadly understand the kinds of discrimination that are being inflicted by those who use the weapons in the sex discrimination and other discrimination acts against people of faith. The best example came when Archbishop Porteous found himself hauled before a tribunal in Tasmania for politely and very gently stating the Catholic position on marriage as being between a man and a woman. Those kinds of situations show that there is a problem with the ability to tolerate differences of belief in this country. Now, you and I know, Peter, that's best solved by taking away the weapons that exist in other discrimination acts. But in circumstances where that wasn't achievable, we tried to level the playing field. But with the amendments that were passed in the wee hours of this morning, we were left as a government with no option but to pull the entire package, because the changes that were made would have actually exposed religious people to more discrimination and would have made it so difficult for religious schools to operate according to their ethos, to teach the tenets of their faith, to be able to enforce standards of behaviour that reflect the tenets of that faith, and it would have made single-sex and co-ed schools absolutely tangled up in difficulties associated with being forced to affirm those who seek to identify as a gender other than which they're born. It's just not workable. It wasn't legally sound. And so ultimately, we had to make sure that we weren't making a solution that was even worse.
Whose package is she pulling? The trouble is, and I'm not going to lie, this is the really annoying thing, is that a lot of the time when they put these like randomly unassociated videos in, they can pull them from anywhere. So, digging 420s off, adios. Enforce the standards of that religion like beating your wife. Oh, Jesus, Nick. You're not supposed to say the quiet part loud. Do you use a DX Racer chair? No, this is a Typhoon chair. So it's, and I've also got the back thing to try and keep my lower back in a nice position, which is good. Yeah, point is, there's no... Why do people bother getting so butthurt about all this sort of stuff anyway? Alright, what do we got? Ronald's behind, Hayden's gonna be right back, bumper. Yeah, sorry about not letting anyone see the DVD thing hit the corner. Ah, 11 New Jersey police officers treated for fentanyl exposure during a search. 5 suspects have been arrested. At least 11 New Jersey police officers were exposed to fentanyl while searching a home on Thursday, and 5 people have been arrested. Camden County police officers executed search warrants on an apartment at the 1000 block of Harrison Avenue in Collingswood and at a residence in Eden Hollow Lane in Sicklerville, Fox Philadelphia has reported. During the search of the Collingswood home, 11 officers were exposed to fentanyl and required treatment. Hazmat teams were called in to assist. One suspect, identified as Ali Cole, 49, was allegedly trying to destroy evidence during the search. The Camden County prosecutor's office said authorities found 1,000 fentanyl bags, $40,000, one semi-automatic handgun, and various drug paraphernalia, amongst other items. That doesn't feel like it was a very serious setup then. I'm just saying. Used to work for a company in Northville that dealt with DX Racer chairs, very common around among streamers and gamers based in Northville, Michigan. No, fair enough. The 11 officers treated have been released from the hospital. The other 4 men arrested were identified as Adam Brackenridge, 33, Donnell Horn, 40, Stephen Thomas, 35, and a 45-year-old Tyrone Perry. First and foremost, we are very thankful to all the officers that were exposed to fentanyl, and that they have we're very thankful to all the officers that were exposed to fentanyl have recovered, and they're all healthy and safe, and right back to beating your ass tomorrow. It was a joke, people. It was a joke. This is just one of the many dangers faced by men and women in law enforcement each and every day, and they work tirelessly to protect our communities from the proliferation of fentanyl and the opioid epidemic. We are very grateful for their service. Together we can overcome this epidemic. All 5 suspects are charged with first-degree murder, maintaining a controlled and dangerous substance, and third-degree possession of CDS. So there you go. At some point, I'm going to actually do a deep dive into what fentanyl is, because I know I know you guys know all about it in the US. It's not really something that's hit our streets, so might be good to do an educational video on it. Okay, back to the dog stories. Man who shot Lady Gaga's dog walker and stole singer's French bulldog has been jailed for 21 years. This was from December. But it's still dog-related. The man who shot and wounded Lady Gaga's dog walker and stole the singer's French bulldogs last year has taken a plea deal and been sentenced to 21 years in prison. He shot someone and stole their dog, so he got 21 years. But you have CP producers and rapists and all sorts of people getting far less. It's majorly fucked up. It's a dog week? No, it's just a dog episode, Adriana. Dude, why would you care about how to make fentanyl? You already bloody know how to make nuclear bombs. What do you care? Don't do that for murder here in Oz? Exactly. Eric, thank you very much for the super chat. Happy belated birthday. Are you alright? Yeah, I'm surviving. Fenton's either a blessing or a curse depending on how you use it. Am I alone in thinking that shooting a dog is worse than killing a serial killer? Yes. No, you're not alone, sorry. There is legitimately a website out there where you can check about a movie. So if there's a movie about a dog that has dogs in it, you can go to this website and check, doesthedogsurvive.com. Or does the dog make it, or something like that. Just chuck it into Google, it'll pop up. And it's basically a list of all the movies, and you can check whether or not the dog survived the entirety of the movie. I wish I'd known about that website before I watched I Am Legend, because that German Shepherd going was really sad. The Lady Gaga connection was a coincidence, authorities have said. A coincidence. I'm sure that that's not... I'm sure that that's the reason that... There's no other reason why he would have gotten, you know, a 21-year sentence. For pilchings and pooches, and for shooting somebody, let's be fair. 21 years for stealing the dog and shooting somebody. The motive was the value of the French bulldogs, a breed that can be run into the thousands of dollars, and detectives do not believe the thieves knew that the dogs belonged to the entertainer. James Howard Jackson, one of the 3 men and 2 accomplices who participated in the violent robbery and its aftermath, pled no contest to 1 count of attempted murder, according to the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office. It was not immediately clear which attorney represented Jackson on Monday. Jackson and the 2 others drove around Hollywood in the city of West Hollywood and San Fernando Valley on February 24, 2021, looking for French bulldogs. They were very specific. It had to be a French bulldog. Couldn't be a British bulldog. Had to be a French bulldog. Had to be French. No $4,000 Pomeranians. No purebred Lhasa Apsos. It had to be a French bulldog. So... They found Lady Gaga's dog walker, Ryan Fisher, with the pop star's 3 pets. Jackson shot Mr. Fisher during the robbery near the famed Sunset Boulevard, during which 2 of the dogs were taken. A nearby doorbell camera recorded the dog walker screaming, "Oh my god, I've been shot, and help me, I'm bleeding out from my chest." Mr. Fisher later called the violence a very close call with death in social media posts. The dogs named Koji and Gustav were returned several days later by Jennifer McBride, who was also charged over the crime. The pop star had offered a $500,000 reward, no questions asked, to be reunited with the dogs at the time. The French can't fight back, that's why. Purebred dogs are practically German. Lol, Bolto was a mutt. Okay. The dogs surrendered in minutes. I'm German, by the way, don't take that. Wouldn't you just love to be able to just throw out there that you're happy to give away $500,000 for a reward? Jackson also admitted to the allegation of inflicting great bodily injury and to a prior strike, the DA's office said on Monday. The prosecutor's office did not immediately say what the prior strike was. The plea agreement holds that Mr. Jackson is accountable for perpetuating a cold-hearted, violent act and provides justice for our victim, the office said in a statement. Jackson had been charged with attempted murder, conspiracy to commit robbery, and assault with a semi-automatic firearm. Jackson was mistakenly released from jail earlier this year due to a clerical error. He was recaptured nearly 5 months later. Another accomplice, Harold White, pled no contest on Monday to a count of an ex-convict in possession of a gun. How do you accidentally get released from prison? Suddenly understand how pet detective agencies are a thing. White, who was in a relationship with McBride at the time, will be sentenced next year. McBride's case is still ongoing. Lady Gaga's representatives and Mr. Fisher did not immediately respond for comment. So get this. Indonesia's puffing up its chest towards China. Indonesia sends a warship to monitor Chinese Coast Guard vessel in the contested North Natuna Sea. They're banning Aussies and sex, but looks like they're trying to pull themselves together and puff up their chest. Indonesia says it has sent a warship, a patrol plane, and a drone to its North Natuna Sea to monitor a Chinese Coast Guard vessel that has been active in a contested, resource-rich maritime area. The Chinese vessel has not conducted any suspicious activities, said Indonesian Navy Chief Laksmanana Muhammad Ali told Reuters. However, we need to monitor it as it has been in Indonesia's exclusive economic zone for some time. Ship tracking data shows the Chinese vessel CCG 5901 has been sailing in the Natuna Sea, particularly near the Tuna Block gas field and the Vietnam Chim Sao oil and gas field, since December 30, the Indonesian Ocean Justice Initiative told Reuters. So, Indonesia just died tomorrow, huh? Well, all I'm saying is that with the way that Indonesia's treated certain Australians in the past, unlike Taiwan, which I would readily assist, the official warship hasn't been doing anything, but it's got 200 tiny boats around stealing all the fish, probably. I haven't seen anything, but let's have a look. Ship tracking data shows it's been there. Spokesperson for the Chinese embassy in Jakarta was not immediately available for comment. I'm shocked. The United Nations Convention on the Laws of the Sea gives vessels navigation rights through an economic exclusion zone. The activity comes after an economic exclusion zone agreement between Indonesia and Vietnam and approval from Indonesia to develop the tuna gas field with a total estimated investment of more than $3 billion US up to the start of production. In 2021, vessels from Indonesia and China shadowed each other for a month near a submersible oil rig that had been performing well appraisals in the tuna block. At the time, China urged Indonesia to stop drilling, saying its activities were happening in its territory. Yes, because if we let them go, the entirety of the Pacific Ocean will be China's territory. Southeast Asia's biggest nation says that under UNCLOS, the southern end of the South China Sea is its economic zone and named the area the North Napswana Sea in 2017. China rejects this, saying that the maritime area is within its expansive territorial claim in the South China Sea, marked by the U-shaped 9-dash line, a boundary the Permanent Court of Arbitration in The Hague found has no legal basis in 2016. So Northern Taiwan really needs to fuck off. Hang on, I want to see if we got a copy of the... That's 2016. Is there a copy of the map there? Okay, so what do we got? So you got Indonesia, the Philippines, Taiwan's up there, that's China. Oh, it really is west. My apologies. That's the first time I've actually bothered to notice. Okay, so I really should be saying West Taiwan. That's the oil and gas fields there. See, trying to claim that for China is complete and utter bullshit. China is asshole. Zents, I'm going to go smoke a fat doobie with my uncle right now, but it should be known that Alaskan sled dogs and mutts are a combination of the best. Okay. Okay. I'm fine with that. No issues with that whatsoever. I love it. We still have 55 watching on YouTube and 39 on Rumble. Lovely. Okay. This might stick a cat amongst some pigeons. Texas brewery cancels anti-censorship rally featuring Kyle Rittenhouse as it no longer reflects our values. A brewery in Texas has cancelled a rally featuring Kyle Rittenhouse, claiming that the event doesn't reflect its values. Southern Star Brewing Company, a brewery in Conroe, Texas, will no longer host the rally against censorship featuring Rittenhouse on January 26, explaining its position on Friday in a Twitter post. Now, let me be clear. Private company, funding a private rally, they're entitled to do whatever the hell they want. That's just as a off the cuff, okay? Southern Star Brewery is an apolitical organisation, but we feel that this event does not reflect our views, and we could not, in good faith, continue to rent our space to the event on 26th of January. We don't do rallies; we make beer for people who like beer. Rittenhouse reacted to the event's cancellation by Southern Star Brewing Co. It's really disappointing to see that places continue to censor me and not allow my voice and other voices to be heard because they bend to the woke crowd. I'll keep you guys updated on the event on the 26th, but I was supposed to speak at. I don't support companies who don't support the First Amendment. Dork, did you just notice that I pinned it? How far back are you, dude? Because free speech is something we change our mind very frequently. Someone will appreciate their business. Some damn gay anti-fucks probably threw a fit. Quite possibly. Message from Southern Star. No more. Southern Star Brewery is an apolitical organisation. We feel that this event doesn't reflect our values and we can't find in good faith to continue to rent our space. We don't do rallies, we make beer for people who like beer. Well, clearly you also rent out your space. Seems like a weird opinion switch, like how do you wake up one day and suddenly decide, nah, fuck free speech now? More to the point, they're calling themselves apolitical. Like, that's some bullshit. In November 21, Arizona State University students demanded that the university administration withdraw Rittenhouse from classes with 4 left-wing students' organisations calling him Murderer Kyle Rittenhouse, sorry. Rittenhouse wasn't an on-campus student at the university, but took online classes during the fall of the 2021 semester. Rittenhouse was found not guilty of all counts after facing 5 charges, including first-degree intentional homicide in relation to the unrest in Kenosha, Wisconsin, during the summer of 2020. No more was printed awfully big. Had he been convicted, Rittenhouse could have faced a mandatory life sentence. What the... Fox News Digital reached out to Rittenhouse and Southern Star Brewing Co. Well, clearly they didn't get a hold of anyone. So it was okay when they booked it, but then suddenly it didn't fit their values. I'll guarantee you that what really happened was the brewery was threatened by Antifa types and there would be trouble, and police advised them to cancel. No, what probably happened is they realised that they make beer for people who like beer, and guess what? Someone in the office realised that they would lose business from people who don't like this guy and said, is it worth losing business over something that's completely unrelated to our business? Wow, okay. Doesn't reflect our values, sure, but if it was some type of LGBTQ event with drag queens and children, then it would be okay, because that would be consistent with their values, according to this guy. Love to see every company who says fuck free speech to get their free speech fucked. It's a good point. Like, I'm not saying that anyone should take any sort of issue with, what are they called? Southern Star Brewing Company. But I mean, if people were to exercise their right to free speech, maybe they'd reconsider. Just saying. I didn't actually realize this. That I'm looking forward to Nick's interview with Rittenhouse. I didn't realize that they were still calling for him to get booted out of the university. Have I got anything else there? It was almost about anti-censorship, which Southern Star Brewing Co. now admits doesn't fit with their values, so it's now for censorship. Doesn't sound apolitical. Nope. Doesn't sound apolitical in the slightest. It sounds like they're happy with people being censored. By cancelling, they're making a political statement. Yeah. Yep. So, anyway, it'll be interesting to see whether or not they actually manage to is he still going to ASU? I have no idea, Germs. That might be one that we might have to wait for the interview for. Because trust me, it's not like anyone like me is going to be able to get a hold of Rittenhouse, so... Not that I think that I ever should. It's literally like... There's many people that should be talking to him before me. Including some of you guys, frankly. Legit. Fentanyl manufacturers by pharmaceutical company. The fentanyl that's killing people is coming from China, going to Mexican drug cartels. Shit! Okay. Alright. Let's move on. Because I'm almost at the end. And what are we? Oh, we're 3 hours in. Okay, trigger warning on this one, people, just so you're aware. The next couple of things are... There's a couple of brutal ones here that involve kids, okay? I didn't actually realize. I should have said that before I brought this up. But big fucking trigger warning. Excruciating pain. Babysitter jailed after judge rejects his excuse for putting toddler's hands into boiling water. I'm not usually a person for eye for an eye, but I'm more than happy to go and put some water on the stove. A babysitter has been jailed for 5 years for putting a toddler's hand into a pot of boiling water, causing third-degree burns. Jacob Anthony John Yaron, 25, was taking care of the 2-year-old girl when he claimed the child knocked over a bowl of instant noodles, causing the severe injury at a Maddington home in Perth in September 2019. Despite his claims, Perth District Court found him guilty of deliberately harming the child, leading to grievous injuries on the body after the trial, and he was sentenced to 5 years in jail with a non-parole period of 3. The court heard that the Perth man did not immediately call an ambulance after the incident and instead put the girl in a cold shower to ease her burns. Okay, to be fair, he may not have known better. But no, fuck him. Fuck him. In sentencing this week, Judge Alan Young said, you subjected her to excruciating pain. She was exceptionally vulnerable. You must have known how painful it was be. You used boiling water as a weapon. Good thing that inmates take well to people to harm children. Harming children, let me introduce you to a wall. No, Germs, here's the thing. For this guy, I do believe in poetic justice. Boiling vat of water, feet first, over a very long period of time. This was completely unjustified, fortuitous violence. What the fuck? What? Okay. You show no remorse and didn't call an ambulance to protect yourself. The court also heard the girl suffers nightmares as a result of the traumatic event, screaming, "Don't touch me," and still needs ongoing treatment for skin grafts and scar stretching long after the incident. A specialist in burns gave evidence at the trial and said she had never seen in her career injuries as deep as the burns suffered by the girl. The burns were so horrific, the girl permanently lost 3 of her fingernails. The child's grandfather told journalists outside court he thought the punishment should have been harsher. No fucking shit, you think? He'll be out in a few years and my granddaughter will be scarred for life. It's understood that Yaren's family plans to appeal the sentencing. Where was this? Perth. Which court? Sorry, and I'm jumping around. I need to... Perth District Court. Okay, hang on. Search. Fuck was his name? See whether or not the... Okay, looks like it's not up yet. Fuck you say, pardon, burning hell. What the fuck? Support torture in cases like this, as do I. Boiling water, why not do the same to the person? Put him in prison as well. This is a horrible accident or intentional burn. That's the only thing that that's why I went looking for the court documents. I mean, if the kid said that he put the toddler's hand into boiling water, he needs a slow and painful death. I'm basing it off of the way that basing it off of what they've said about the burn specialist. That to me says that it couldn't have been an accident, because that to me sounds as if the hand was held in there for an extended period. If the injuries are as deep as they've said, because if you put your hand in boiling water, yes, you're gonna have boiling water on you. It's still gonna start cooling once you remove it and you run it under cold water or whatever. If the burns are that deep, that to me says that the hand was held in there. And that's why the court's rejected it. And that's why I wanted to see the judgment, because I wanted to hear what the details were. But it has not yet been uploaded. Hope he rots from the inside and out, and it's an excruciating process from which no relief can be found. YouTube yeeted you again? Shit. Having wanker deserves to feel the same punishment. He still wouldn't know the physiological? Did you mean physiological or psychological? Put him in Gen Pop. It'll be fucking over quick if he's in Gen Pop. YouTube's working for you just fine. It just paused twice. It was like 30 minutes ago. Okay. Let him appeal the sentence so he can get more time. First I thought you were being a bit harsh, but the more you read, I'm like, fry this. Don't know how to deal with this either, so time for a cry. Sorry, Isabel. Needs to feel the kind of pain he inflicted on that kid. Yeah. Nightmare saying don't touch me did it for me. Turns out humans sort of recoil in a pain response. Yeah. That's really it. That's why this piece of shit should feel a full force of is the consequences of his actions. I'm gonna be very nice and put it that way. That poor little girl. Hang on, where did it specify? The 2-year-old. She was 2! A 2-year-old! I don't think I'm going to do when I'm so angry as I cry. No, fair enough. Fair enough. Anyway, I'm going to get this prick off my screen. But just keep in mind, people, there is another one coming up. I don't think it's quite as bad as this, but... New court dog Kiki to support children giving evidence. A program that provides vulnerable witnesses giving evidence in court and extra support by having a four-legged friend by their side is being expanded by the Andrews Labor government. Attorney General Jacqueline Symes today welcomed Kiki as the newest member of the court dog program, a project delivered by the Office of Public Prosecutions and the Child Witness Service in the Department of Justice and Community Safety. The 2-year-old black lab will join her Labrador partner Susie Lucy, who was the first dog in Australia to be allowed on the witness stand as an individual gave evidence. Due to the overwhelming demand, Kiki has joined the program and will be based at the Child Witness Service to support children and young people under the age of 18 who are required to give evidence in court. Since the court dog program commenced in 2017, the dogs have supported almost 300 witnesses across 250 cases, nearly half of which have been children. Provided by Assistance Dogs Australia, the pair are trained to accompany witnesses and will lie quietly next to their feet. Kiki and Susie Lucy are able to provide a range of tricks, such as playing 10-pin bowling with the witness and turning the pages of a book to help provide calming support and reduce the likelihood of further traumatization. Victoria is currently the only state with a full-time program of accredited dogs working in both remote witness rooms and on the witness stand in courtrooms. Both Kiki and Susie Lucy finished their advanced training at the Southern Queensland Correctional Centre as part of the Pups in Prisons program. The Wellbeing and Rehabilitation program allows prisoners to train and care for dogs in partnership with Assistance Dogs Australia. The dog program is a wonderful initiative that helps the court system more sensitive to the trauma. Make the court more sensitive to the trauma victims have suffered. Kiki's calming influence will be welcomed in more court hearings across the state, providing emotional support to help minimise the particular distress and anxiety child witnesses can feel. The Dog Court program has already provided support to hundreds of children witnesses and their families. Kiki is a fantastic addition to the Child Witness Service program and will ensure even more people have access to this important service. Thank God for dogs. Some people can't stand them. I don't reckon I could live without my dog. As a beer drinker, more beers to try, but never heard of that one either. Okay. Alright, gird your loins, people. I want to get through this one so I can just get it out of the way. 3-year-old dies after being found in family's washing machine. Authorities are investigating the shocking death of a 3-year-old girl who was found in the washing machine of her family's Paris apartment last week. The child was located in the northeast of the French capital on Thursday night, the city's prosecution office said. The tragedy emerged after the girl's father had dinner with his 37-year-old wife and one of their children. It's understood that at the end of the meal, the parents became concerned about the girl's prolonged absence. The entire family then embarked on a search to find her in the apartment and surrounds and asked neighbours for help. According to La Parisienne, the girl had only turned 3 less than a week before her death and was found in the washing machine at about 10:30 in the family's Paris apartment. When the family finally discovered their daughter, she was already in a critical condition, and the father urgently called emergency services for medical help. She was declared dead shortly after 11:30 p.m. The father, aged 48, had declared the door of the washing machine was shut when the family members located her. The household appliance was not turned on, the newspaper reports. Early details have suggested that it could be linked to suffocation and that there were no signs of violence on the body. An autopsy is yet to take place. How do they not hear the thumping? I want to know how the hell she passed away if it hadn't been turned on. Like, I know that they're watertight and that sort of thing. A source told Le Parisien the parents had 5 children, including the girl involved in this horrible incident. The eldest is 18 years old. Then there are the sons between 7 and 16, and finally the victim, they said. Adding that the girl's parents were also unaware where the other 4 children were during dinner. A unit specialising in the protection of minors is leading the investigation. I need to go and pat my dog. It wasn't turned on, I don't believe it. They're making it sound as if she suffocated, Linda. But, I mean, how the hell did she pull the door closed? Probably better if you don't ask, Zero, honestly. She might have found a place to hide, fell asleep and ran out of air. But yeah, how did the door close and lock? Like, that's a lot of effort. Serial killer obsessed woman stabbed boyfriend to death and laughed. A serial killer obsessed UK woman stabbed her boyfriend to death and laughed as she showed the body to a pal, a court heard. Shay Groves, 27, allegedly knifed Frankie Fitzgerald, 25, in the neck as he slept. It's believed Groves launched her attack as she went through his phone. The loving father woke to fight Groves off, but succumbed to the fatal blows. Groves is then said to have video called her friend Vicky Bader before showing her Frankie's body. The distressed pal then reported it to the police. In a teary call to the handler, Vicky said, "We were on a video call, and while we were on the video, she showed me his body. I watch crime things, but this is real. I'm really begging this is a prank, not real, because it sure looks real. The gash looks massive on his throat." Groves, who had pictures of serial killers on her walls, is said to have cleaned up the crime scene at her home in July 17 last year. Prosecutors said the smell of bleach was left in the air at the property afterwards. The court heard Groves severed Frankie's left internal jugular vein, and he suffered at least 17 stab wounds to the chest. Prosecutors said Groves was driven by jealousy after finding messages between her boyfriend and a 13-year-old girl. That took a turn. Admittedly, we don't know if this is CP related, but what the fuck were the contents of those messages? She told the cops a murder weapon was in a sink and claimed, "I was going to call you myself, but I needed to get my head right. I still took somebody's life." Prosecutor Stephen Perry and King's Counsel told the court the defendant has many gangster books like Charles Bronson on her bookshelf, as well as pictures of serial killers. Mr. Perrion said the prosecution's case is that the defendant was a manipulative, possessive, and jealous woman, and in the early hours of July 17 last year, she stabbed Frankie Fitzgerald multiple times with a knife in her bedroom and let him die without seeking any medical assistance to save his life. The killing of Frankie Fitzgerald is likely a crime of passion driven by her jealousy. The defendant told Vicky Bader, "I just lost it. I picked up my dagger, and stabbed him in the neck." Jurors were told Frankie's murder was planned after Groves revealed to Vicky her scheme to kill him. Groves denied murder as the trial at Winchester Crown Court continues. Jealous of a 13-year-old, I'm conflicted. I mean, look, how old was he? I mean, don't get me wrong, guys, seriously, don't stick your dick in crazy. And that's not a, that's pretty freaking obvious there. So he was 25 and he was messaging a 13-year-old. The trouble is, without the context, the context of those messages would change some very specific shit here. Like, if it's purely just that they're all friends, again, weird, but maybe he has younger siblings that he's friends with or something, I don't know. It could have been totally innocent. If it's what I'm thinking it was, I may not have an issue with her as much as I thought as I did. Crazy finds crazy. If that's proven to be true, maybe I'm okay with it. Bit more than just jealousy, I'd say so. Acquittal, says Debbie O. Don't trust Succubi. Frankie Fitzgerald, I wonder if Gerald fits Frankie. Crazy's fun to dick down. Yeah, but you're putting your dick on the line every single time. No reason for a grown man to text a 13-year-old ever. Mighty? That's some bullshit. For example, last year, my younger sibling was 13. You got an issue with me texting her? I mean, obviously she's family, but you literally just said no reason ever. Well, there's a reason. Lloyd. Like being jealous of her, like she's a child being groomed. Maybe, I don't know what they're saying. I wouldn't be jealous. It would surprise me, but I would make sure that the dude's in jail or something. Yeah, look, I'm not going to lie. It's the context of those texts is going to be what it is. I mean, for all we know, maybe he's got a younger sibling who was planning a birthday party for his younger sibling, and maybe that's why they were texting. We don't know. It's pretty fucking sus, though. Yes, I know what he meant. I was being a smartass. Alright, where are we? Hang on, articles in the Sun. Maybe they've got further details. Oh, they've certainly got a photo of him. Look at those fingernails. Jesus, I'm surprised she didn't use those to kill him off. Yeah, no, they haven't specified anything further. What the fuck is that? Ooh, I didn't need to see that. Yeah, no, I didn't need to see any of that shit. Yeah, gonna need more receipts. Yeah. I don't know. The whole situation seems fucked up. I'm not gonna bother following this one, but I dare say we'll see this again in the news. Sounds like post hoc rationalization, especially if she had a plan she shared with someone and cleaned up the crime scene. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. There's too much bullshit there. Like, that's... I mean, for all we know, she may have just assumed that it was a 13-year-old girl and she's trying to play that off. We don't know. We legitimately do not know. We're jumping to some massive conclusions here. So, but anyway. So apparently Tesla's slashing its prices globally by as much as 20%. Tesla has slashed prices globally on its electric vehicles by as much as 20%, extending an aggressive discounting strategy and challenging rivals after missing Wall Street delivery estimates for 2022. The move was announced after CEO Elon Musk warned that the prospect of a recession and high interest rates meant that the company could lower prices to sustain volume growth at the expense of profit. The shares were down 3.6% on Friday. Musk acknowledged last year that prices had become embarrassingly high and could hurt demand. No shit, you think? I'm not about to go pay 60 to 90k for a base model car. I actually don't know what they cost. I've never bothered to look. I've heard anecdotally. The lower pricing across the United States, Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. Fuck you, Elon. Hang on. I'm playing it.
Fuck you!
Elon. Where's my discount? Marked a reversal from the strategy the car maker had pursued through 2021 and 2022, with new vehicle orders exceeding supply. Competition is coming, and they're responding with price cuts, says Thomas Hayes, chairman and managing member at Greenkill Capital. The cuts may make electric cars affordable to people who have been previously priced out of the market, especially as buyers in the US and France will be eligible for certain government tax credits. The US price cuts on its global top sellers, the Model 3 sedan, the Model Y crossover SUV, were between 6 and 20%. Reuters calculations showed with the base model now costing $52,000, down from $65,000. Okay, so I wasn't far off in terms of the... You don't talk to Big Daddy Elon like that. Meh. Holy shit, I accidentally X'd out of the stream. All good sense. What's that? At 7 I spilled boiling water on me. No scars, but I remember that had to be intentional. Okay. I think Diriginous is a fair bit behind in the stream. Skip on the EVs in general. Not fond of the idea of sitting on thousands of lithium-ion batteries. That's fine, Blandurus, but I mean, eventually, unless they get a handle on hydrogen and something, we're gonna have to do something. I think I'm gonna trade up from a 98 Lancer to a Tesla. I don't know, Cynic. If they give you a good enough discount, maybe you trade in value on it. I mean, what, a 98 Lancer? That's got to be, you got to be on historical plates by now, don't you? Tesla also cut the price on its Model X luxury crossover SUV and Model S sedan in the US. For a US buyer, the long-range Model Y, the new Tesla price combined with the US subsidy amounts to a discount of 31%. In addition, the move broadened the vehicles in Tesla's lineup eligible for the US federal tax credit of up to $7,500, which took effect on January 1. Seen the price of electric? Well, yeah. Before the price cut, the 5-seat version of the Model Y had been ineligible, which Musk called messed up. After the price cut, the long-range version of the Model Y will qualify. In France, customers buying the Model 3 for €44,000 or 48,000 Australian. Wait, no, 48 Australian or American? No, that'll be American. Will now get a further reduction through a government subsidy of €5,000 on an electric vehicle scheme with a threshold of 47,000. In Germany, it lopped about 1% to almost 17% of prices of the Model 3 and the Model Y. The best-selling Model Y will now go for €44,890, down at €9,100. A reduction in cost inflation was also factored into reducing prices in its top European market, a spokesperson for Tesla Germany said, without specifying which costs had fallen. Shots across the bow. Rather have an electronic vehicle from Chevy? I welcome AI. We need something stronger than the SJWs to fight. What I would like to do is point the AI at the SJWs and let them fight. How do EV cars get charged at apartments and condos? How do they set that up? No clue, Eric. No clue. Shares fell as investors worried about that the move might erode bumper margins that the company had been earning, particularly in competition as competition intensified, even if it would boost sales volumes. Wedbush analyst Dan Ives said the move could boost global deliveries by 12 to 15% this year, and shows Musk is on the offensive. This is a clear shot across the bow at European automakers and US stalwarts GM and Ford that Tesla is not going to play nice in the sandbox with an EV price war now underway. Margins will get a hit on this, but it's like this strategy, it's a strategic poker move by Musk and Tesla. US car makers General Motors and Ford fell 4.7% and 6.1% respectively, making them among the biggest losers on the broad market SP500 index, while Europe and Stellantis NV fell 3.9%, with Volkswagen AG dropping 2.8%. Tesla fans have complained the price cuts disadvantage those who recently bought a vehicle, leaving them with a lower second-hand value. Welcome to car ownership. Someone's made a pickup that has a hydrogen cell? Really? Okay. That's interesting. On the battery technology being more advanced before I bother with an EV, they have a relatively short lifespan. That is true. Looking at the production of these batteries, we can't manufacture them in the US because of the environmental hazard. We need a huge leap in energy storage technology. So I understand that in AU it's prohibited for the fireys to use jaws of life on EVs until the batteries are disconnected, and disconnect is usually located in the cabin. I have no idea. Never looked into it. It's a punch in the gut, to be honest. Someone told... Oh, hang on. Greg Woodfall in Seattle bought the Model Y in December, had considered waiting till this year to get the US subsidy, but was lured by a discount at the time of $3,700. It's a punch in the gut, to be honest, he told Reuters on Friday, adding that it feels unfair that Tesla is seeking to boost its fourth quarters with discounts, only to cut prices a month later. Oh, boo fucking who? No, I'm sorry. That's their prerogative as to how they want to deal with their pricings. Just because you had to have a Tesla now, that's the problem that you that's the risk that you take. If they knew there would be a price drop this much, they should have done it in December. Why? Why would they have done that, given that it would have been the new quarter? You could have easily waited. I'm sorry, just no. You're just pissy that you missed out. We need nuclear quartz batteries. Can't make them in my basement. It is possible, but 10 years out at best. Well, I tell you what, Mighty, if you want to fuck around with them and see if you can move that time frame up, that'd be great. Because something's got to give. It'd be nice if we could actually be proactive with shit for once. I mean, fossil fuels are going to run out eventually. Lithium batteries are reasonably shithouse. They're going to force us into what I would call an energy crisis recession, where people will not have access to the energy to run their vehicles, heat their homes, whatever else. And nothing's going to happen until there is a revolt about it. Need money and you can? Okay. Nothing's going to happen about it until the masses are, like, freezing in their homes. They need to be proactive, not reactive to this. Otherwise, it's just going to happen. And here I just want a car that has wheels, windows, steering wheel, and seats that work. Al Jazeera, a state-sponsored Qatari news outlet, look up Qatar's main exports. Ah, well, no shit. No new gas stations are allowed to be built in California anymore. Really? Interesting. In China, where Tesla cut prices last week by 6 to 13%, owners protested at delivery centres calling for compensation. Oh, fuck right off. Need to find a new way to harness the smugness of the lefty elite. Politicians bought by oil companies? Yeah. And as soon as the oil dries up and the oil companies don't have the money, that's when shit will change. Dealers need more inventory before end of financial year or pay inventory tax. Oh, they need to move it. Yep. For 2021, US and China combined accounted for 75% of Tesla sales. Europe's sales are since growing. Tesla cut prices in China and other Asian markets last week, which analysts said would boost demand and increase pressure on rivals, including BYD, to follow suit in what would become the largest price war since the single electric car in the largest single electronic car market. I want you to live in government apartments placed over government-run transport hubs. Fuck that. I have a feeling California's going to eventually have the first AI governor or something. Oh yeah, sure. ChatGPT is going to take over and be the governor of California. And you'll love it. The oil isn't going to dry up until long after I'm dead. Good luck, great-great-grandkids. Is that actually accurate, though? Because I'd been hearing estimates of like 50 years. Hang on. Predicted that we'll run out of fossil fuels this century. Oil can last up to 50 years, natural gas 53, coal for up to 114. The world's oil reserves will run... Okay, so according to... What's MAHB? The world's oil reserves will run out by 2052, natural gas by 2060, and coal by 2090. Been saying 50 years for the last 70 years. Yeah, I've heard all... There's a fuck ton of oil? Okay. California politics is super corrupt. Nobody will give the revenue source to an AI. That's a good point. They reckon that coal production in developed nations like Australia will need to fall by 50% within 5 years and could be effectively eliminated by 2030. Output of oil and gas in developed nations... Okay, so that's bullshit about fossil fuel production. I don't give a shit about that. Don't want to step in, but chat wants me to go? No, go for it. Don't have until we're dead. We're having issues with climate change now and stuff will need... And a lot of stuff will be flooded. Huge reserves, a lot under the ocean too. I don't disagree with that, which explains exactly what's going on with China. But unless, you know, shit actually... Don't estimatically consider at current usage rate, which doesn't take into account stuff like hybrid technology adoption. It also doesn't take into account population growth either. So... We need a fuel source that can't be turned into a thermonuclear-like bomb. Oh, shit. Alright, well look, if Marty's going live, guys, I need to get out of here anyway because I've got to go do some things for the wife. I will save a couple of the more disturbing things as well. So, at some point I will cover US woman contracts skin cancer after a nail salon visit. A woman raped in unmonitored drug sting sues police. And Adelaide teens charged after allegedly threatening people. I'm shocked. So. Hang on. Where's... YouTube Studios, customization. Alright. There's the redirect. Twitter drop 15. Alright, so let's start at 12:30. Hang on. Were you supposed to start at 12:30? Why didn't you tell me? Oh no, the little one's out of the house. I need to like change cat litter and various other things. Till you run a military without oil, it isn't being banned anytime soon. No, that's very true. So. Alright, and save that. Guys, just so you're aware as well, this will be my new Saturday times, Sunday for me. The wife's asked if I can start starting at 9 AM just so that we can spend some family time first thing in the morning. Need to unleash the nearly limitless and emissionless power of nuclear energy. That'd be nice. So. Okay, so the redirect's on. That's fine. Okay. Where's it gone? Okay, guys. As always, hope everyone's enjoyed the show. And I very much hope that everyone has been entertained. It's what I'm here for. As always, I'm Aussie Overlaw'd. This was Law News and Laughter. Stay healthy, wealthy, and wise. Spay and neuter your pets. Adopt, don't shop. What's the other one? I suppose it doesn't matter. Anyway, I'll catch you all later. Cheers, guys. And... Also, if you haven't already, remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons. I am still back over 8,500, but given that Susan seems to be, you know, at some point I'm just going to start calling her Karen. Susan keeps staking away subs. She's taken another 3 away from me in the last day, so I'm about to drop it below 8,500 again. But anyway, guys, adios. bloody hell, guys, I just had a look at the Rumble stream, and it's literally like 5 minutes behind. I'm still reading the article. So maybe if you're already here, jump over to Mighty's already. The thing will go through, but I've got to let it run so that I don't just cut the stream off mid them viewing. So, yeah, enjoy. Actually, tell you what, while I'm here, I'm just going to fuck around with the sound effects, and I'll end it once I notice that the stream's ending. So, okay, so what do I need to do here? So if I want to pull in, I don't want to pull in voice meter. Sound effects, I want to link it to, so at the moment it's linked to voice meter main. I don't want to do that. I want to link that and change the sound effects to another audio input capture. But I'll turn that one off. Okay, actually I'll bring chat back up there and just sit that there so that that's just in case anyone's saying anything. Alright, so let's see. Play me a song. I wish, Just Dawn. At the moment I've got no sound effects whatsoever, so that's why I'm just trying to see if I can stuff around with it, because in the sound settings I've got voice meter is at cable V. Maybe if I change it to cable A, so that I've got that as a sound bug. Story of your life. Yeah, tell me about it. Brave Bowser's fine because I've got that. So cable A, add audio input capture, create new. Let's call this one sound effects. Sorry for the bouncing camera in case it makes anyone feel sick. Name's already in use. Okay, sound effects capture. Okay, that's fine. Make source visible. What source do I want to use? I want to use cable input A. Cable input A. It's output. Cable output. Damn, Rumble is really behind. I'm going to make it cable input A, cable output A, cable output A. Okay, let's try that. Use device timestamps. Okay, let's see. Okay, so see, I heard that, but I think that was because it came through on voice meter. Did anything come through on the other end? Actually, I should probably have this open in YouTube, thinking about it. Probably the simplest way to deal with that. Okay, so just let that go. And now there's going to be a double echo because I need to hear myself, so. How the hell are there still 17 of you watching, by the way? What's that? Encoding overloaded. Consider turning down video settings or using a faster encoder presetting. Oh, okay. Alright. Okay, so if that comes through on the screen. No, nothing there. Okay. Alright. Advanced audio preferences. Sound effects capture, monitor and output. And then if I turn it off in voice meter, so that I'm not hearing it in my ears, at least then I'll know when audio is actually going through. No audio. Okay. I wonder how I manage this then. Properties. Device. Cable out B. Device outputs. Voice meter via. NVIDIA high definition audio. Am I able to even check that? No. Okay, because if I do that now, it's still playing through the audio B cable. Interesting. Cable output, virtual cable. Nope. Turn all that off and put that on there. And then sound effects capture, change that to... If I change that to the Audio Veo 3, which is that one. Okay. So now output into Audio Veo 3. Okay. Oh! Hey! I think we had audio. Okay. Except now I have no audio whatsoever. So what the fuck have I broken there? Okay, is that... Ah, there we go. Oh! Okay, now I need to check whether or not that was going to have a... Whether or not that would have an echo. I think we got there. Okay, so now in order to make it so that that... Oh, hang on, I need to pause that. Yeah, so in order to make sure that that doesn't come through, what I need to do is add that as a voice meter capture before it hits the drivers, so that then I don't have to worry about it. Oh, hang on, I've already got sound effects open as a voice meter. Where's that one? Voice meter main, voice meter insert output. Output will be a virtual. Wait, A3 or A... What do I got? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, maybe I just want B2. Output. Virtual output B2. Okay. So I'll mute the other sound effects capture. And if I've got that on B2... Nope, that didn't work. Okay, so I can hear it, but I can't send it. Sound effects. Visual audio output. B3. Oh wait, those are inputs. I don't need the input. I need the output. So if I put that virtual output, oh yeah, no, that one should work. So virtual output B3, I want B2. Really wish they'd just be able to just give it to me as a as an output in Stream Deck. It'd make life so much easier. I wonder if there's anything that I can capture. Stream Deck audio. Don't want it to play through my mic. Capturing a soundboard in OBS. Yes, thank you. That'd be nice. Thank you, Reddit, coming to my rescue for once. See if Win Capture Audio can hook into playback from the Stream Deck EXE. If you're only using it when streaming, have your soundboard buttons actually play audio file stored in OBS scene, which is nested. Yeah, that's fine. Install a virtual audio device like FreeVB cable or the Wavelink devices that come with the Elgato Wave mic. Set the Stream Deck soundboard buttons to play the file through that virtual device and add a device to the applicable scene. That's what I've already fucking done! For God's sakes. There's gotta be an actual... Why is there no settings on this? Stream Deck settings, accounts, profiles, profile 1. Alright, there can't seriously be 17 of you still watching. At least the Rumble stream's almost done, so thank God for that. They've literally just gotten to the final word. So. Alright. How long was that? That was a good... What, 15 minutes? That's not great. So there go the credits, okay. Voice meter input? Insert? Strip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so strip 5. Okay. Nope. Let's try again. Apparently not. Virtual input auxiliary. So maybe if I send that across there. Don't understand why this has to be so freaking complicated. How's the Rumble stream doing? Alright, so there's still 28 watching on Rumble. Alright, I'm gonna end it here now, guys. Oh, hang on. Alright. See ya.